Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Who, me? God, I didn't know you were talking to one of the...
There's only three of us in here.
Yeah, are there? I don't know, dude.
With the glasses, man. What's the new sophisticated look?
Yeah, I got them.
What's going on? I see you got them.
Yeah, they're great, man. My buddy Joseph gave them to me. I got them from him.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're popping. And they help, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you losing your vision?
I don't think so, but I think these just make it even better.
Okay. Let me see. Let me try them. See
Yeah.
how bad your eyes are.
Try them on, big dog.
Oh, barely.
I could get them weighted, too, so you could do a neck workout while you have them on.
Why would you do that? This is, God, I can't tell the difference. Are you sure these are real?
I think they are.
I don't think these are real glasses, dog.
Let me see.
I don't think Jamie, put these on. First of all, they're smeared as fuck.
Yeah, somehow they keep getting grease on them, dude. All I've done...
You got greasy fucking fingers. You keep
What?
touching them. You're not supposed to. Look at you. You're rubbing your head. You're rubbing your greasy face.
I don't even go in the kitchen.
You don't need grease. You don't need to go in the kitchen for grease. Barely tell the difference, right?
It's doing something, but
Barely. This is psychological.
it's like if you're 20, if you're not 2020, you're 2025.
These are psychological, dog.
You don't think they're
got
good?
you. No, what I'm saying. I mean, they're fine, but they're
Yes, sir.
I
you
look,
can
do look
see
smarter.
it.
I look a
I'm
little
watching
smarter,
it. You
right?
can
Like
see
I've
it
been
in
reading
your
too
thing.
much.
Yeah.
They're. I think it's a psychological thing.
Yeah, it could be. I got to read.
believe that they make you see better. My vision's okay. It's not as good as it was when I was young,
I got to read the packaging again.
but it's a lot better than it used to be. I started using a red light bed. Makes a giant difference, man.
Really?
Huge difference. Yeah, I don't need reading glasses anymore. I needed reading glasses for a while. Like, look at my phone. Like, it was fine text.
Yeah.
I don't read it. I don't need it at all anymore.
And that's because of the red light.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Huh.
Yeah, red light therapy and certain vitamins like lutein. There's a few different. There's a company called Pure Encapsulations. They make a formulation called Macular Support, and I take that stuff. But those two things, for sure, have had a big impact. I think it's the red light, though, more than anything. That was that's the big factor.
I've been doing sauna and I've been getting in there. It feels good. I feel like a little dumpling when I get out of there.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah.
Get that body all heated up and everything just kind of flows out of you. I saw a protocol of what you're supposed to do before you get in there, and I've never done any of these things. But it's like how much water you're supposed to drink before you go in.
Fuck all that,
Like
dude. I pray
45
and
minutes, you're supposed to drink like a liter of water with electrolytes and some magnesium. I don't know, some guy made this. That's the problem. Like, everybody's an online guru.
Yeah, well, everything they watch, it's like they think you're trying to get in the Olympics. It's like, bitch, I'm just trying to fucking get to work. You know what I'm saying, bitch? I'm just trying to fucking...
I just want to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it out of my garage.
Give me an edge. Yeah. Give me an edge on this cold, hard world.
Yeah, that's the only thing, man.
That's all I'm looking for.
But good to see you, dude.
Good to see you always, my friend.
I'm glad you're still alive.
You too. I'm glad you're still alive, too.
Amen. We've
both been interviewing dangerous people.
Have we, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You really have.
Who have I interviewed that you haven't? It's more dangerous.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I did. Yeah, I don't think I've had people that's that dangerous. Maybe Thomas Massey.
Oh, did you have him on?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all hate him right now. It's this is a sad thing about both political parties, not just the right, but the left too, is they decide that they're going to gang up on someone for not towing the line.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever happened to having different opinions, whatever happened to having different perspectives and being able to argue your perspective. But then they have these goofy-ass bills, which, by the way, they slipped something into this last bill that Mitch McConnell guy did, I believe. Make sure that he did it. The hemp thing. They slipped this thing in where you can no longer buy CBD with, like, it has to be, like, the lowest trace amount of THC in it, which is for, like my wife's mom. You know, she's an older lady, and she takes CBD for pain, for joints and stuff like that.
Does she smoke it, or she does the ointment?
No, she takes, like, oil, like CBD oil. Yeah, he snuck
he's
it in
taking
there.
a hit of
That
something.
old
Look at his
fucking dead turtle. He's a leading proponent of closing a 2018 Farm Bill loophole allowing intoxicating THC to be sold in low doses. See,
But he's got a couple of fucking milligrams in his neck. Look at that motherfucker.
he's got something going on. They definitely got him medicated. There ain't no way that guy's sleeping without help. Everybody hates him.
It looks like he hit a joint. It won't leave him alone.
Nah.
Go back up and show him. Yeah.
Like took an edible. He like Joey Diaz dosed him.
Yeah.
He looks like he's on the church. He's on the church of what's happening now. And
Stay
Joey
black,
Diaz,
cocksucker. Yeah.
Joey Diaz and Lee are just staring at him. They got to change that. That's really bad.
Why is it bad? Because of what the...
Because for people that are getting benefits from CBD, the THC along with the CBD, and by the way, we're talking super, super low amounts, but there's something about how CBD and THC work in a synergistic way for people that are in a lot of pain. I know a lot of people, like I said, my wife's mom, she says the stuff with the THC in it works better, and it's not getting her high. Like, this is the misunderstanding. This stuff's not going to get you high. But what it will do is it helps with anxiety for a lot of people. It definitely reduces inflammation. And for people that have like joint pain, like my friend Dave Foley. Dave Foley from News Radio, Kids in the Hall, Dave Foley, awesome guy. Dave had like pretty severe arthritis in his hands, like where, he was really having a hard time opening his hands. Started taking CBD oil.
Did he open a jar or anything like that? You think was it
He was
hard?
in pain, man. It was bad. But now it's gone, and it's gone because of CBD. It's really effective, man. It's really effective.
And so what they're saying that they don't want you to... Why are they doing that? Because they want to control it? Like,
It's the alcohol lobby. It's the same people that are trying to keep marijuana illegal in Texas. It's the alcohol lobby. This is the fact. The fact is, when people start smoking weed, they drink less. And, it could be because they just decided to get high and not get drunk. Or it could be that they smoke pot and they get a little paranoid and they go, oh my God, why am I poisoning myself 5 days a week?
well, a lot of people now feel like are just doing like cocaine and saunas, it seems like.
I don't think they're doing those together.
No,
Maybe in your neighborhood.
Not in our area.
Maybe it's your town.
I want my neighbors to know that.
Maybe your neighbors are coming over in their underwear with a fucking baggie. Let's go, Theo. Let's go. Let's get that bitch up to 185. Let's go.
There's a place
Woo!
up ahead.
Throw that water on them rocks. I'm ready. I want my nasal cavity to be open wide. Get that eucalyptus in the air.
Bro, dude. The best is, if you have a good brother or somebody and they say eucalyptus, bro.
Yeah,
that's the
eucalyptus.
fucking
Get the
best,
eucalyptus in the air.
But yeah, I don't know if a lot of people are even drinking that much anymore. Do you think?
A lot less people are drinking, including me. But I did have a drink the other night before I went on stage. And I felt great. Woo! I haven't done that in a while. I had a little whiskey before I went on stage. But I gave up on drinking entirely for many months. I forget how many months, but it was quite a while where I didn't have a sip of alcohol, and I felt way better.
You did?
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything wrong with moderation. Like when I was in New York, I went to this place, Teresi. Oh, my God.
For MSG, you mean? For the pipes just now?
Oh, my God. There's this Italian restaurant in New York City called Teresi. Oh, it's so good.
Well, remember that place
So
you took me
good.
to,
Oh,
Joseph?
yeah, Gaetano's in Vegas. Oh, so good.
That guy, the little...
Bro, all handmade pasta at Gaetano's, man.
What was that little thing? It's like a little square.
It was
looks
ravioli,
like
son.
Oh, my
God, right?
Like a shingle fell off the roof of heaven and landed in my mouth.
With that sauce, just perfect sauce. Mwah. And Gaetano's is like a lot of it. It's like the best ones get their flour from Italy because it doesn't fuck with your stomach. Our flour's all messed up, man. Our wheat's messed up.
Oh, yeah, a lot of our wheat's from Memphis, dude. A lot of our wheat has
all kinds of pesticides on it.
It's trap wheat. A lot of it has
trap wheat.
Yeah, a lot of it has guns. There's like fucking bullet holes in our wheat.
You could test positive for coke just from that, from eating wheat, just from having bread. Do you know how many dollar bills test positive for coke? It's some crazy number.
Yeah, I could imagine that's probably true. This
think
guy
it's
tests positive, huh?
That's Art
Was that your
Bell.
stepdad?
No, that's Art Bell. You don't know who Art Bell is? Coast to Coast with Art Bell from the Kingdom of Nye. Yeah, Pahrump, Nevada.
That's him?
Yeah, that's Art. He's the godfather of fun conspiracies.
Yes, he's
Like UFOs.
the radio station you
Bigfoot.
could listen at night.
Dude,
Oh.
he was my nighttime jam coming home from the Comedy Store.
I could see that.
Always, because you're coming home from the Comedy Store. It's like, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the Art Coast to Coast with Art Bell is on. The guy calls up, Art, I'm a time traveler. He had a time time traveler hotline.
Of course he did, dude.
You can
He
call
was
in.
you. He was you freak. You know how many time travelers you've had in here?
Probably a couple.
Oh, yeah.
At least one.
A couple that probably can't find their way home, too.
At least one. I've had at least one time
But no,
traveler.
dude, that's you. I could totally picture it now. You, like, you get a car with some speakers in it, and you're the only one driving around listening to Art Bell.
Oh, there's a lot of people listening. He was really popular.
Oh, no, I know how popular he was, but I mean at a level where you would bump it with bass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you loved it that much.
Right. Yeah, I loved it. You know, it's like the perfect stuff to occupy your mind coming home from the Comedy Store.
Oh, yeah.
Because occasionally it was like real shit. Like occasionally he'd have some people talking about some really fascinating things, you know, like asteroid impacts, and he had Terrence McKenna on a few times. He had a lot of interesting people. But then every now and then he would mix it up with a dude who says he's a werewolf. And Art would never go, man, you ain't a werewolf. He would go, interesting, tell me more. He let dudes talk.
Oh, yeah.
He let dudes say the most ridiculous shit. Yeah. It was fucking great. I got to do his show once. I got it.
Really?
I did it. Yeah, I did it when I did it when it was on the radio, or on the internet rather. He wasn't on the radio anymore. He had an internet radio show for a while.
And did he know who you were at that point or no?
Yeah, luckily. But to me, it was like, fuck yeah. It's like a few things in my life where when I did them, I was like, yes. You know, that was a big one. I hung up the phone. I had a giant fucking smile on my face.
Yeah.
I just did the Art Bell show, son.
Dude, that's so cool that that's him. I can't tell if I can see him better with or without these on.
I think it's psychological. I'm telling you, those glasses don't do a damn thing. They don't even change the shape of your face. You know how sometimes people put them on, and I always go, how blind is this motherfucker? And I'll look to the side, and I can see, like, their face caves in like a half a foot because they got giant magnifying glasses over their eyeballs. But with you, it looks exactly the same. The line of your face doesn't change at all when you turn side to side. I think they're fucking with you. I think they think you're crazy, and then like his eyes are perfect. Just give him some clear lenses. And you're like, yeah, I think this works. I think I see better than these. I think y'all got a vape pen.
Yeah. Let me hit that vape, homie.
There is something about when people wear them, they look smarter.
Oh, for sure, dude. My friend was wearing them the other day, this girl, and I was like, dang, this girl is...
She must be a genius.
Yeah.
Hot secretary.
Oh.
Or hot professor. Hot lady professor.
Let me do some homework up in them undies. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Let me get up in that study hall, baby girl.
Yeah. Let me
Baby
get them
girl.
extra credit points. Let's go.
Yeah, dude.
But if you're a dumb dude with glasses, that's a bad look. Because not only are you blind, but you're fucking stupid, too.
It was like Stephen Avery's cousin, that little fellow that stood by the, like, was grilling hot dogs on that burn barrel in the, remember when they,
Who's Stephen Avery?
Who's Stephen Avery? How would you describe him?
Jamie?
The murders from the like Netflix thing from the, I think it was a pandemic, wasn't it?
Making a Murder, was that him?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
What was his case?
He was a murderer. Well, they said he was. Was he? Yes, he was a murderer.
He's in jail for it.
He's in jail for it, and he had his little cousin.
Brendan
Oh,
Dassey.
this is the guy that's a little mentally challenged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've read some stuff
And his little
about
cousin,
that.
that's him, has
Brendan.
shades on. Brendan Dassey, B. Dassey, who's actually, we did a little bit of pen paling with him, tried to anyway.
What did they think about this? Did they think that...
I think he did it. I think there was like, I believe people said that the Netflix thing got like edited strange and left stuff out.
That's the thing, you can't
good
tell what's
evidence.
real anymore. Who knows?
Well, selective editing is crazy. It's crazy that they still do that.
Well, everything's crazy right now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I feel like this is the year. Do you feel like this is the year that people realize that like neither side of the government is working for us? Is that a weird thing to say?
Well, it's true. It's pretty obvious that it's true.
Okay.
They're all working for the people that got them in. So no matter what even if they're good people that want to do well for you, their obligations when they get in there are the people that help them get in there. They're the campaign contributors. They're the military-industrial complex, the military contractors, the big money banks, big money. That's what all this government shutdown shit was all about, man. It's all about health care, right? So it's all about how much money is getting funneled through these corporations. If you really think that what they're trying to do is make sure that people get health care, you're fucking naive.
Yeah, you're ridiculous.
What they're doing is they are protecting some kind of slush fund. If somebody digs into this and finds out where that money's going and finds out how this money's distributed, it'll make more sense. because there ain't a fucking chance in hell that they're keeping the government shut down to protect your health.
Yeah.
There's not a chance. There's not a chance they're shutting down the fucking air traffic controllers. Not a chance they're shutting down NASA because they're worried about you getting the flu. That shit is not happening. That's not what's going on.
But I think everybody's starting to realize that. Dude, I went to the post office. Have you been to the post office recently?
I have not.
Okay.
Not since I voted. That was the last time I was at the post office.
Okay, well, it's over. So if you want to know what the post office is like, dude, I'm not even joking. I went into the closest branch near me in Nashville. There was two birds. There was two crows in there. One of them was a crow, definitely. One of them was a pretty big bird, and I thought it was a crow, but he had some discoloration or whatever. So maybe like a mulatto crow or mixed crow or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Pulling a fucking box, like fighting over a fucking box in there. And there's a lady, kind of like a darker woman in there, and she's spraying fucking Lysol trying to get them out of the fucking post office. I was like,
Lysol?
Yeah, or like a Fabuloso, like a cleaning spray, like a disinfectant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like she's standing on a little stepladder trying to fucking get these two birds who were fighting over a fucking package. I was like, we're fucked. We're fucked, man. That's the
biblical,
government,
right? That's biblical.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it
Crows,
seems like a
the
Stephen King
Raven.
outtake.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I'm like, this is where we are. This is how, like, everything's privatized now. It's a wrap. Do you feel like it's a wrap? Like, I've been thinking for years that America just feels like a shell company, like a shell LLC.
Here's the thing about it being privatized. Some things probably should be privatized because they work better.
Okay, well, like FedEx came along, UPS came along.
Right.
So those came along.
But the post office still does a good job, man.
No.
You know,
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
never disagree with you, I don't think.
the post office is the only
No,
people
dude,
that are sending letters for you for like 30 cents or whatever it costs. And then the post office are the only way that you could ship chickens. Live chicks, like little baby chicks. They have to do it through the post office because they know what to do and they keep them alive. They know they're chicks.
Ooh, that's nice. I didn't know that.
We've had chickens, you know, and every chicken we get, when we get them, they're baby chicks.
And they come in the mail?
They get them through the post office. Post office delivers them.
Can you hear the package like that? It's like,
Yeah, bro, the post office, it works. It's not perfect because it's the government, and there's no government programs that are perfect, you know?
it doesn't work that good anymore, though. I think it's gotten so bad, dude. The post office is...
Maybe.
Bro, it's gotten bad. I sent my niece a birthday card, dude. She never got it. She never got it. It had money. It's gone. It's gone. She'll
Right.
never get it.
Bro, you know what always
Nobody's
kills
getting
me?
anything.
The videos of these people dropping off UPS packages. They take a picture of the package, and then they steal the package. I've seen that. I've seen videos of that. I think people are kind of hip to what Ring cameras could do. But, bro, there was quite a while where people were doing some really fucking horrible shit right in front of those cameras because they didn't know. They didn't know.
yeah.
You can't be just stealing people's packages after you drop them off like the fucking UPS driver. You know?
It's a fucking wild time.
Like a lot of
dude.
videos of that, man. They put them down, take
Really?
a picture, and then they pick them up, take them back to their truck.
And take it back.
And then the camera's like, hey, fuckface.
Yeah. Hey, motherfucker.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Visible. When your phone plan's as good as Visible, you've got to tell your people. It's the ultimate wireless hack to save money and still get great coverage and a reliable connection. Get one-line wireless with unlimited data and hotspot for $25 a month. Taxes and fees included, all on Verizon's 5G network. Plus, now for a limited time, new members can get the Visible plan for just $19 a month for the first 26 months. Use promo code SWITCH26 and save beyond the season. It's a deal so good, you're going to want to tell your people. Switch now at visible.com/Rogan. Terms apply. Limited time offers subject to change. See visible.com for plan features and network management details. Listen, man.
They should have different, like, Ring camera, like a voice like, this is Mr. T. You need to bring that package back, sucker.
That is one of the dirtiest things. Porch pirates. People that are just stealing shit off your porch.
To get that close to somebody's house to be right there.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about living in a state where there is the ability to express something
You're talking about guns.
bulletarily. That's how I like to say it. There's the ability to express something bulletarily to somebody if you disagree, if their behavior is illegal.
Yeah. You got to be careful about that, though. The laws are different in different places. Like, even if someone's stealing something, you're not allowed to kill them. Yeah. A guy just got in trouble because some dudes, I think there was 3 dudes, broke into his garage, and he went into his garage, and they went after him, and he shot them, and he killed one of them, and now they're bringing him up for manslaughter. Because I guess they're saying he didn't have to shoot them. He could have just scared them, or he didn't have to kill them. He could have just
Scared
retreated
'em?
back into his home. Like in California, they're
Scared him,
literally
like,
telling
dressed
you.
up like a. I was just scared him with a gun, I guess.
I guess, but like you don't know what they have. You don't know what's going on. These are split-second decisions you're making with your life in danger. And then if you have a wife and children, bro, you're going to shoot first and ask questions later. You're not going to make a mistake that's going to have your kids killed.
Yeah, you can't be like,
It's
are you
scary.
scared or what? You can't say that kind of shit.
No, bro, it's scary. If someone's breaking into your home, you have no idea what they have. You have no idea if they're there to kill you, if you have no idea if they're there to rob you, if they're going to duct tape you and torture you for a week. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And if you have a gun, you're most likely going to use it. You're going to shoot them. And the fact that these people broke into his house, they were committing a crime and defending his property and maybe his life. He's getting charged with manslaughter. That's ridiculous. This is the problem with liberal politics. And this is where I get really confused because I'm like, I don't know what they're trying to do. But if I was going to try to destroy civilization, that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
I would keep letting violent people out, keep saying it's racist to keep them in jail, keep saying, they're a victim of systematic racism, and just like let the violent people stay being violent. And then when people defend themselves, lock them up, have everybody scared. Like if you wanted to destroy society, you would do it exactly this way. And I don't understand that. I don't understand. Like I understand being a kind, compassionate person doesn't believe in gun violence. Absolutely. But if that's the case, like there's no better deterrent to gun violence than someone who has a gun and you can't get to their house because they'll fucking shoot you. Yeah. Okay? Like that's a really good deterrent. Unless you're going to have police everywhere and you don't. So like who's going to protect people from bad people? If you're going to admit that bad people exist, if you want to stop bad people from happening, that's a conversation I'd love to have. That's a real conversation. Like, let's figure out how to clean up a lot of these neighborhoods and figure out what's causing all these problems.
But nobody wants to do that, or it would have been done by now at this point. People just want to kind of keep these higher powers. They know what they're doing. It just starts to feel like the experiment, like we're just really seeing the experiment, It's almost like, say you were playing the game Mario or something,
right?
And one day Mario, instead of just going this way on the screen, he fucking turns and looks at you, and he's like, I see what you're doing. That's what it feels like we are right now. Like we're looking at the people controlling everything and be like,
yeah,
oh.
That's all because of the internet, dog.
But it feels like...
If it wasn't for the internet, no one would be looking because we wouldn't be getting these conversations.
Right, people would still be disillusioned.
You'd be getting CNN. You'd be getting some horseshit version of what's actually going on. But because of the internet and real independent journalists and people that are breaking things down, you start to go, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Who is doing this? Why are you doing it? Want some coffee, dog?
Can I have some?
Fuck yeah, of course you can.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, man.
I mean, we're the first generation that has had... Cheers, my brother.
Cheers, man. Good to see you, dude.
Good to see you always.
Really am excited to see you.
I'm excited to see you too, always.
And I'm excited to see you a little clearer than I did.
I don't think you are. I think they got you. I think they're fucking with you, man. I think they're giving you placebos too.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, I think they gave you let me take some whatever pills they give you. Let's see what happens.
No, these are 15s, I think. These are good.
15s? What does that mean?
I don't know. Ooh, this
Bro, you fogged up. You fogged up from the coffee, gotcha.
Well, you fucking gave me this molten coffee, dude.
Black Rifle in the house.
Is it?
Always. That's all we drink.
Dude, I went, oh yeah, well, I'm just at the journalism now. I know this is too hot for me right now.
It's not that hot. Look,
I'm going to need glasses for my tongue after I drink this, dude.
No, it's not that hot. No, it's an illusion. It's warm. It's decently hot.
You're
like
right.
nice.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah. Refreshing.
That is good.
Yeah,
I
like
like
refreshing. Not like ouchie. Why can't Starbucks figure that out?
Because I don't even think that's coffee anymore. It's almost
What
become
are they
like
doing?
McDonald's. It's just
It's burnt.
it's a taste. It's just a thing.
I drink black coffee. That's what I drink. That's what I like.
yeah.
I got into it a while ago,
I like my
years
shit
ago.
like Rick Ross, bro. That's
yeah.
how I like Rick Ross.
You know when
in
I
my
got into
mouth,
it, Jamie?
homie.
Remember when we had that guy Peter Giuliani on? That was the coffee connoisseur. That got me into. I started drinking black coffee from then on. That was a long time ago. At least 10 years ago, right? I had a real coffee connoisseur on.
Yeah?
Because I wanted to know all about coffee. It's
Like
really,
a sommelier kind of?
yeah, man, dude, it's fat. He brought in a bunch of different coffees. We were tasting like these Ethiopian blends that almost was like lemony. He was like, "You taste the hints of lemon." I'm like, "I do."
Yeah,
Did you know all coffee comes from Ethiopia? Yes,
Some
all
of it comes from. Some of it comes. I know from. There's Kona coffee, isn't there?
right, but it all originated in Ethiopia. That's where the plant originated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they moved it into South America. So like they started making it in Colombia. They make it in Hawaii. Has bomb diggity coffee.
good.
Kona coffee is some of the best coffee in the world. I guess probably the soil, like something about the.
We were also
Hawaiian
in
volcanic.
Hawaii. If I fucking drink my own piss in Hawaii, it's a little better than if I'm drinking it in fucking outside of Akron. You know what I'm saying?
Outside of Akron, smokestacks in the
Yeah, dude,
background and
I'm
shit.
fucking, bro.
Here they drinking a liter of piss
Yeah,
before
dude,
you get in the
I'm fucking-
sauna with your neighbor.
Yeah. Before I get a little bag for my
Someone's got a urine therapy protocol that you have to take with your cocaine.
dude, yeah. Bro, even a hot batch of piss in Hawaii tastes way better.
That's so true. But I drink it in America. Like I used to order Kona coffee
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
before I went Black Rifle exclusive.
Yeah. Well, I met the guy from Black Rock, Evan
Oh,
Hafer,
Evan,
right?
he's a good friend of mine.
Nice guy.
I love him to death.
Yeah, he took me around whenever I was there.
He's one of my absolute favorite people. Oh, I'm wearing one of his shirts. Look at that dog.
He treated me super well, dude.
He's the best.
Dude, Candace Owens sent me that thing. It was
You got notes?
she sent. I just
Bro,
said,
you brought notes.
there's things I wanted to talk about. I just want to forget them.
Okay.
It's been hard for me to remember stuff.
Okay.
So
I'll help you out.
you will?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get some Alpha Brain. Take some. Do you ever take vitamins for your brain?
Nope.
It works.
I will take some.
Yeah, you
I'd
should.
love to have
There's
some.
a bunch of different kinds. You should try what you like. But another real good one is this company, Neuro Gum. They make Neuro Gum and Neuro Mints.
I've heard you talk about it.
That's really good. There's one called True Brain. They make like a little shot. That's really good.
Magic Mind, I know, has one that I think is pretty good.
That's
that
a different one. That's a different kind. They use mushrooms, but that's a good one too.
I've been hearing about
I
it.
think synergistically they would all work well together. But there's legit vitamins that work on your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that work on your memory.
Yeah, I wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably. I would like to
I'll
try
give you
it.
some before we leave. I have
Okay.
some Alpha Brain Black Label around here somewhere.
Yeah,
I
I'd
definitely
like to
have a
try
few
it.
bottles in the kitchen, but that's the best. Alpha Brain, I've tried them all, even though I know I'm associated with on it, and I'm probably lying. I'm not. I tell you about all the other ones. I don't make a penny off of them, but Alpha Brain I think is the best one. It's the most effective, and it's the only one that I know of that did 2 double-blind placebo-controlled studies with the Boston Center for Memory.
Alpha Brain?
Yeah. So we did that because a lot of people were saying it was snake oil.
The Boston Center for Memory. Like, how many hits did Euclid
Hey,
have
buddy.
in fucking in 2001? You know?
What year did the Sox make it into the series?
Dude, one time I was going into a show. We were outside of Boston. We had a show outside of Boston. It's like a theater. It's like 15, 20 minutes away. And I'm walking in late. Everybody's already in there. I think the show had started, so I'm coming in. And a guy and his wife were walking by with pizza. They're heading in. And the guy's like, Dorothy, give him your fucking pizza. The guy's starving. He's late for work. And I'm like, I'm fine. And first of all, why don't you just give me your pizza, dude? He's like, Dorothy. This kind of big back lady. She said that is muffling down a piece of pizza, dude.
He was trying to get you to give her pizza,
His wife to give me her pizza. I'm like,
but not his pizza.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's like,
That's a
"Dorothy,
bad
can't you
relationship.
He's like, Dorothy, can't you see the guy's? He's running late for work. Help
He's
him
trying
out."
to tell his wife he's fat, and he's doing it in a subtle way.
Well, he was using me, so I'm like,
He was using you.
Dorothy, I'm fine, you know.
Yeah, he was using you.
But it was just like just Boston thing. dude.
Or he was just trying to have some conversation. It might have been that. Maybe we're looking into it too much.
Dude, I had a dream you were an EMT, dude. Have you ever had that?
Really? You had a dream I was an EMT?
Yeah, and I've had it 2 times.
That really? Like I was like tending to car accidents and stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
Hmm. And I think it was in Boston.
Huh.
I think that's what even made me think about it.
I could have gone down that route in life maybe if things had been different. That's possible.
Would have been
I could
pretty-
have saw that. That could have happened. I almost joined the Army when I was 18 for their Taekwondo team. There was a dude, oh God, I think his name was Clay Barber. He was one of the national competitors that I looked up to when I was on my way up, and he was in the Army, and he had like the Army paid him to train, and I was like, oh shit, you could join the Army and they'll pay you to compete. You know, because they had an Army boxing team. Like, I believe Ray Mercer was on the Army boxing team
wow.
when he fought in the Olympics and won the gold medal.
Do you have to be? But do you also have do you have to do service as
Was this
well?
Jamie?
Is that him?
No, he was a black guy. Oh, there's see the Taekwondo? So he says right there to the right? Yeah, the one with the right where it says his name, right there. Click on that. The one that your cursor's over, dog. Clay Barber, right there. Yeah. So he was really good in like, I guess it was probably like 86 or, yeah, somewhere around. I was 18, so it had to be 85 or 86.
Ooh, baby girl.
But that's the dude right there. He was an elite national competitor in my weight class.
He'll kick a fucking whisper out of your mouth. That dude's a gangster, huh?
Yeah, he was really good. But he was competing for the Army team, and so I was like, maybe I should join the Army. And then I thought about it. I was like, I don't want to get shot. Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't trust anybody. You're
Did you
send
even
me to
try on
some
the clothes at home or anything? Or did you do anything?
No, I didn't try on the clothes. I
Or, you know what I'm saying?
saluted in the mirror a couple of times. I'm like, no, we're good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I guess I don't know if I could see you being in the Army, but yeah, it was just a dream. It was just I think it was like you. Honestly, I think it was like you and Goggins. I think were maybe like EMTs or whatever.
That sounds like something Goggins would do.
But y'all did not fucking. You guys did not deal with anybody's bullshit. Like you guys showed up and you were like, "Get the fuck up." You're like, "What the? You fucking pussy." I don't even think you had any like. I don't think you had even a step. You had like a whistle. You're like, "Bullshit."
You know what Goggins does that a lot of people don't know about? He smoke jumps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like for
I used to
because
smoke
it's-
and play high school basketball.
That's very different. It's very different. He parachutes into fires,
Oh, yeah, that's not it.
like in Canada,
For fun?
because it's hard,
Oh.
literally. Because it's hard to do. Dude's worth like $30 million. He jumps out of fucking planes with parachutes, and he sent me a photo of a giant ass fucking grizzly track. They landed in Canada at this place, and right where they landed to fight these fires, there's like a grizzly track. And he was like, "Wish me luck." I was like, "Dude, get the fuck out of there! If you see that track, get the fuck out of there." That's a 1,100-pound wild dog.
Wow. And he just does it because he wants to.
Because it's hard to do.
You're landing just in the smoke.
Yeah.
Now, when you get in there, do they have a plan of where you're going? Is it fire?
Yeah.
It's firemen and firewomen in there?
There's a lot of different tasks that they do, but one of them is you're digging a fire break. So like a lot of what happens is embers land on the ground, and then that starts a fire, right? So what they do is they'll clear the ground for a wide area where the fire is coming. Okay. So the fire's on its way. They'll get ahead of the fire, and then they'll clear a giant path on the ground.
Baby girl, that would scare me.
It's scary.
That would scare me.
Guys die. I mean, they 100%. They get trapped and they die.
Yeah, I'm
the
sure.
wind shifts. You know, sometimes things are unpredictable, but he does it just because it's hard. He's so crazy.
Does he have to sign He must have to sign something, huh?
Bro, I don't know what he does. I bet he doesn't even tell him he's David Goggins. He just shows up. I'm telling you, man, he's a different cat. Like he's the real deal. Like he's not pretending to do all these things.
Right.
You've seen those videos where he takes UFC fighters on workouts and they're dying? Like he took Israel Adesanya. 2-time middleweight motherfucking champion of the world, one of the best to ever do it, elite athlete, dying. I mean, couldn't keep up. Goggins was talking to him like, "Come on, son, keep going." He's like, he's throwing up in a garbage can. Like, no bullshit. It's crazy to watch because you realize like the level of conditioning this guy has.
Yeah.
He's 50 years old. He's not doing it for any reason. Like, he's not getting ready for the World Series. He's not in the Super Bowl.
What do you think? He's proven it to himself?
You would have to ask him. I mean,
I guess the
he
challenge
says
of
he's
doing that-
learning things. I'm downloading lessons. Like
Yeah.
He's that guy, man. Like, there's a lot of, what is that?
I found the tracks. Sorry,
What is it?
the tracks, the grizzly tracks.
Oh, show me. I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, it's on my
Yeah.
phone, though.
Put the headphones on.
All right.
Check this out.
Hang on 1 second.
Show me what it is. Remember that song?
Yeah. The one that makes me scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cure.
The Cure, yeah.
Yeah.
They were good, huh? They passed away, huh?
Did they?
I think before they, yeah.
I don't think, well, there's multiple members. Did that guy pass away? The lead singer of The Cure? The Cure, rather. What's the matter, Jamie?
Well, I had it on my phone. I didn't have it on my computer.
Oh, no sweat.
Yeah, and I
You
had
jumped
a
the
way to
gun.
do it, but
Dude, if you were
Why don't you send it to me and I'll send it to you? And you'll have it on your computer.
I found it on.
Dude, if you were an EMT, that'd be sick, huh?
I think it's a bummer, man.
I don't even think you'd get out of the vehicle. You'd pull up and be like, get the fuck up. You know?
I'd probably be
And then
real
Goggins
sad.
would go help him. Goggins would be like, get the fuck up, you little pussy.
Well, just send it to me and I'll send it to you.
I have it. I just
Oh,
can't make
here
it
it is.
bigger.
Here it is. That's good. Give me some volume. Look at that.
See these grizzly bear prints, man? Look at these motherfuckers, dude. They're as big as my foot. They're fucking huge. This is a massive fucking grizzly bear.
Look at that, dude.
Massive fucking grizzly bear.
Look at that
this
paw.
shit.
That's
Look
crazy.
How wide it is.
Ooh.
This is fucking a massive ass grizzly bear. And as you see,
Where's it going?
he walks right through there, through those woods. So
Probably over the mountain.
we are in big time grizzly bear territory.
Bro. That's so sketchy.
That's cool.
So,
That's so sketchy. He sent me that. Yeah, because I was like, what are you doing? And he sends me that. This is what I'm doing.
Other people are like, I'm watching football.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, I just fucking parachuted into grizzly country. Oh, man. There's nothing scarier than big animals like that. Nothing scarier.
I get the most scared, honestly, in my life. When I was young, they had like a lot of pedophiles in our area, and I think that kind of like made me nervous. But probably being in the ocean.
You had a lot of pedophiles in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
Like how many?
I mean, I think at least 3 is enough for like a small area.
3's more than enough.
Yeah.
How come nobody did anything about it?
They did. I mean, they put them in our neighborhood, or like. Yeah.
That's not what I mean. I mean, how come nobody arrested them? How come
Oh, they'd been arrested. Yeah, these were guys who were like,
they
they used
were
to,
released?
yeah, they used to have this thing. Remember when they had this? Well, I wonder when that rule was. It was like the pedophiles had to go around door to door.
Oh, and let everybody know.
No, that were pedophiles, right?
Right. That was a law that they passed. You had to alert people that a sex offender had moved into the neighborhood
Well, we lived. Our mom worked all the time, and we were just at home all the time. So you'd have pedophiles literally come to the door.
and let you know.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Is your mom home?" And be like, "No," and they were like, "Well, I'm a pedophile." You're like, "Well."
That's a problem.
Yeah, come back after 6, you know. But so it was just crazy, like, you know. But then at least you did know who the people were.
Yeah.
But it was definitely weird that you're setting, and they don't live in nice neighborhoods. You know, like now there's a lot of like billionaire pedophiles that our government protects and stuff. But back then,
You really think so?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what makes me nervous. I don't know.
I mean, they just had that thing that came out about the Trump Epstein thing the other day. That whole thing's just a kickball at this point, I feel like.
Bro, have you ever seen that video of me and Tim Dillon where Tim Dillon is laying out the scandal that took place in like, was it the 1970s, Jamie? The Franklin scandal? What year was that?
I think in the 80s and 90s.
Bro.
Were y'all dressed up like astronauts, or was that the one?
Me and Tim Dillon? No.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're dressed normal.
Okay.
I don't even think he had the crazy glasses on back then. That was before he was protecting his eyes. Now he protects his eyes. 88. Play that video. I sent it to you, right? This video's nuts, man. This was Tim laid this out quite a while ago, and I kind of forgot about it until it popped up on my feed. I was like, oh shit! And then I said, I could send it back to you if you.
Thank God for Tim Dillon.
Oh my God, he's the best. There's never been a better ranter ever in the history of ranting.
Ever.
Ever.
Since who? I bet there was somebody a long time ago that was good, but we don't have enough of his work to really compete against him.
He's the funniest by far. He's the most sarcastic, the most tongue-in-cheek, and the most well-read.
Yes.
The thing about Tim Dillon is like he doesn't just go with narratives because he thinks that you want him to say certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's very, very well-read. And he forms his opinions based on facts and then turns it into humor.
Yeah.
He's the fucking man. Play this.
Scandal was a scandal out of Omaha, Nebraska, the Franklin Credit Union, where there was a guy who was embezzling money, and then he was being investigated for that. But they said he has all this money because he's running an interstate pedophile network, and he's pandering kids to, you know, people in Washington D.C. and New York. And there was a headline in the Washington Post and the Washington Times that were like, "Call boys get a tour of the Reagan White House."
Unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring. The paper reports that 2 of the male prostitutes were given a late-night tour of the White House last year.
And, this was a scandal with real victims who wanted to testify, and then people started dying. The private investigator they hired, his plane broke up. One of the girls that testified was found guilty of perjury, and that she was put in solitary confinement. They had to use 2 grand juries in Omaha to get rid of this scandal. And it's now it's not as sexy as like a Pizzagate or something because it happened in the 80s and 90s, but this shows you the blueprint for the government, using marshaling resources to silence people that were victims of this stuff. This is not new. Congressmen, senators, blackmail being used by intelligence agencies. None of it's new. It was pioneered by the mafia. You're having sex with somebody who's underage, then they own you forever if they have photo, audio, video of you doing that.
Wild. So if that existed at all in the 1990s, okay, that Mitch McConnell guy was around back then. A lot of these Nancy Pelosi type people, they've been around since this. There's photos of Nancy Pelosi with JFK. Think of that. That was before we didn't go to the moon.
Yeah.
It was 1963.
That was before Israel didn't kill him.
You think so?
I didn't say anything.
I heard you say Israel killed him.
You did?
That's what I heard.
Jamie, did you put something in this?
They didn't.
The glasses.
They didn't do it.
Oh, before Israel didn't do it. Oh, I see what you did. I think...
I didn't say anything.
I think Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone.
Lee Harvey Oswald went to my middle school. Do you know that?
No.
Yep.
What? No shit. Was there a plaque?
No, we did have a thing. There was a thing.
That everybody recognized?
LHO, yeah. And they
LHO?
Lee Harvey
That's what
Oswald.
you guys called him?
Yeah.
Like L. Ron Hubbard? LHR? They all salute L. Ron Hubbard, salute LHR with the big... Ever see Tom Cruise with the big pie plate medal? He got a medal for being the most awesome guy ever.
He did?
Yeah, from Scientology. And he salutes the photo of a science fiction writer. Bro, it's the kookiest thing. You never seen...
pie plate?
Bro.
Does he even...
You've never seen those
dessert.
Scientology awards?
Nuh-uh.
They're
I can see him eating a lot of desserts, really.
They're
He's staying
amazing.
healthy.
They're amazing.
I didn't even know that.
Look at that pie
These are the
plate.
times now.
Look at this.
Okay? These are the times we will all remember. Were you there? What did you do? I think you know that I am there for you. And I do care so very, very, very much.
What is this about? Is this a Marie Callender's ad?
Bro, what this is amazing. Just watch
Okay,
this.
sorry.
Because we're counting on you. Right?
To LRH. To LRH.
Crazy, right?
Bro, you want a Mission Impossible guy? You want that guy? That's what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't get a normal dude who's that good at acting. You get a fucking crazy person
Who's that good at being himself?
with a pie plate around his neck, a golden pie plate for being the most awesome guy ever.
It
And
probably
he salutes a science fiction author who's, by the way, one of the worst writers in the history of writing.
Elron. I've done the thing in New York where they try to electrocute you and see if you care about him or whatever.
Oh, I got that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I did that in San Diego.
You did?
Yeah.
When?
I was filming a TV show down there, and we were in the middle of a break while we're filming, and they had like a conference table set up. Yeah. It was like free personality test, and I was like, "What is this?" And I kind of knew what it was. I knew it was Dianetics, which is Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy was like, they made him do it. You could tell he was like not enthusiastic at all about it. He would like ask you questions about like, has one of your pets died? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he'd hold his e-meter and it would just, I'm like, how does this work? Like, what is actually making this happen? I had all these questions that he had no answers for. And then I started.
Of course you did. That's your whole life.
L. Ron Hubbard wrote more fiction than any human being that's ever lived. He wrote more things that were not true, more published fiction than any human being in the history of all human beings.
My
that
God.
guy, the guy that created Scientology. And you know how he did it? It was all terrible. He never wrote a second draft. Everything was just nonsense.
One hit wonder?
One hit wonder.
Just out. That's kind of
start
brave, though.
Typing. Brave. He was nuts. He was out of his mind.
But people liked it enough, though.
Did you ever see that show? They didn't, though. He wasn't successful until he really started. I mean, he was. He did a lot of those like goofy magazines and stuff. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
You got to realize. But then once he started a religion, that's when things took off. That's when like started making money. He gave himself a bunch of awards too. You ever see like he wore a jacket and he had like all these awards on his chest that he had given himself?
That's crazy.
They love to give awards.
That's like
over
the
there.
Golden Globes or whatever.
Yeah, same thing.
You know, it really is.
They give themselves awards for being the most awesome people.
I mean, it's all fucking ridiculous.
Weird.
But that's what I feel like all of these balls of yarn that used to feel like they made so much sense and they kept us warm and they gave us senses of purpose. I feel like all of them are becoming unraveled, but it makes me wonder what's going to happen now. Because these are a lot of things that have felt like some of the blueprints of our existence, you know?
Well, you know what makes me nervous?
Does it make any sense to you when I say
yes,
that?
Yes, 100%.
Because that's kind of what I guess I'm most scared about. I think, like, even this year, it's like some of my sense of, like, purpose or, like, I just worry that other people don't have a sense of purpose or what's going on, and it makes me kind of scared sometimes.
Well, that's a good perspective, and I think it's accurate. What makes me nervous is the people that are not aware that all of our assumptions of how the government works were all based on bullshit. The people that still believe, that are like true believers of one side or the other, true faith in government and experts, those people make me more nervous because some of them are smart. That's what's crazy. When smart people are completely unwilling to recognize that conspiracies are not just real, but they're also not rare. They're very common. They're common and people get away with them.
Yeah.
Especially when they're in positions of extreme power, like running intelligence agencies. And there's a lot of things that they do that are morally reprehensible but totally legal. Like they could do it because they're allowed to, because they are a 3-letter organization and they have ultimate power to do a lot of like really gross things that are in the nature or in the interest of national security. So like this is the whole idea behind it. They say like this is our decision. This is the best move for national security. This is how we compromise assets. This is how we gather information. This is how we keep America safe.
But why is it our FBI and CIA are working against us? That's what it feels like. They're just tricking us about everything. It feels like
they're tricking some people. On purpose.
But why is that even their goal? Like I thought that
because they're trying to arrest people. So this is the problem with your career. Like, and this has been explained to me by a lot of people that are experts and people that know. John Carricow explained it this way. Your reputation is based on how successful you have been arresting people, cracking cases. Yeah. And so people set up cases so they can break them. Yeah. They basically set up an escape room and they're like, I know how to get out of here. And they pretend that they're just like a regular wizard that stumbled into the escape room. No, you set the whole thing up.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, it's the same as
There's
like
a bunch of those stories.
Oh, I think it's the same as even with like Hollywood. And, I remember one day I was walking in the Century City Mall over there. It's in Los Angeles. It's off of Santa Monica Boulevard. Mm-hmm. And there was a blue collar guy walking by. He had he was working construction. They were building something there. And I was like, he's like, Theo, what's up, man? So we're talking for a minute. And I was like, what are y'all building? He's like, dude, you're never even going to believe this. We're building, he's like 10 floors, 20-floor building. He's like 10 floors are talent agency, and the other 10 floors are for the CIA. And I was like, what? I was like, just in the same building, just happened to be, that's what you're building. He's like, yep, that's what we're building. And he wasn't lying. I don't think he was lying to me. It just seemed like it was just
it's a weird
like,
mixture. Yeah.
Right, but I think that this starts to happen. News stories get created, right?
Yeah.
Things get, whether they're fiction or whatever goes on, you don't even know a lot of times what's news stories. You can send actors out to create a scene. You see a video, you believe it. And then they make
That's been done before.
Right.
That's been done before.
Oh, yeah. There was... But then you see movies and stuff come out later about it, so it's like you're almost creating your own news to then make like a based on a real story. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah.
Like it's all just
I guess. Yeah, like they let the talent agencies know that they're about to do this, so you can start casting the dramatic.
It makes sense because it's like then you're.
God.
But it's just like, what do we do? You know?
Well, they've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And, they've been shaping our views of war. And, that's one of the reasons why they started making all these war movies. Do you know that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So in World War I, one of the problems that they had was people didn't want to be over there killing people.
Yeah.
And so people were shooting, but they weren't shooting at the actual enemy. They would like shoot over their heads or shoot to the left of them or to the right of them. They didn't want to kill people. And they realized like that you take people, just regular people from the city and from the farm, and put them in a uniform and tell them they have to go kill people. This is no YouTube back then, no television back then, right? So their ideas of what's right and wrong are all based on their life, their actual life. And so then they realized, well, we've got to do something about that. And so after that, they started creating all these really patriotic war movies where the guys are heroes. They go over and they shoot all the bad guys, and then they're awesome. So then the next group of people that go to war are all going to be indoctrinated with these films.
Right.
And these films are that America's the best and we're number one and we're going to go over there and this is how you get all the girls. You be a fucking hero and go over there and shoot those Germans.
Yeah, and come back and play with a tit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Come back and get ridden like a fucking cowboy.
Yeah.
Woo.
The tits will be here when you
Let's
get off
go.
the boat.
Right, give me that
Yeah.
thing.
Baby girl.
And that's what they did. They
can see that.
And I mean,
Makes sense.
for sure.
Because
And
it's
there was
almost it's
also,
your
like,
advertising.
the CIA and various federal organizations have a say in how America's portrayed in movies, right? It's like if you're going to get access to, if you're going to do some film on the Pentagon or something like that, you bet, bitch, this better make us look good. They're not going to let you make them look like a bunch of bumbling fucking retards that are just doing it for their career. No, you better make us look good. You can't fake what the Pentagon is, bitch. You know? And you're like, okay, sir, what?
Yeah.
Tell me how you'd like Mr. Cruz to talk about his work. And, you'd make them look like the most awesome human beings that have ever been. So that way, you want to support them, you want to fund them, and you want to listen to them when they're talking on the news.
Well, in a lot of like the projects, I think they have to have people from these organizations that come and like oversee how the organization is presented, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like if you want to do something where the Navy's involved, you have to have people there from the Navy that are like overseeing it and making sure that everything is presented to be true to the Navy, but also like there could be maybe some manipulation there. But we just had Gary Sinise was on the podcast, man. It was really cool.
Oh, he's cool.
Dude. If you ever want to donate to something or people do, man, just an impressive, his whole organization.
What is he doing?
Well, he does a lot of stuff for veterans, right? He does a lot of stuff for first responders, or EMTs.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of stuff for, he does this thing where they take kids who have lost a parent in military action. He takes them to Disney World every year, like this big group of them, just like really like does it, like he has a band that plays. He there's a bunch of organizations. He was like one of the first responders of out there feeding people, feeding the first responders who were there at the Palisades when that happened. Just like a lot of neat stuff,
Did
Big
you
heart.
Did you ever think you'd be in the position you're in where you're just having all these weird conversations with interesting people? Because this is not like
No.
when I first met you, I would have never suspected that this would be a path that you would go down.
Yeah, not at all.
It's interesting that you went down that. Like, what led you to want to start doing that?
Well, I think a couple of things. I think, I didn't know I was kind of competitive in some ways. Like I think I'm kind of competitive. Like I want to see what's possible that's maybe inside of me.
So competitive with yourself, or competitive with other people that are also doing it?
Just competitive because I think I felt like maybe some people thought this thing like, oh, this guy can't do it.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I think there were some people that were maybe like, oh, I'm surprised that this guy enjoys this or likes doing it. But I think there was like, that this guy can't do it. And I just never had a voice when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I never had a voice.
Right.
So much of my childhood, I think I just couldn't even speak up for myself. I didn't even know what I wanted to say. I didn't even know what my feelings were, right? I was just like this. It just felt tough, And so I think when I started to kind of get into podcasting and have a little bit more of a voice, and then to get to talk to some people that I felt like were important that weren't getting voices. Like even like we had a doctor from Gaza on last year or this year, and that was like a moment for me. I was like, oh, this is important stuff. You know, like other people aren't putting this voice out there, right? Some people are, but like the mainstream media, I don't feel like was doing a good job of it.
This episode is brought to you by Blinds.com. You ever notice how much your environment affects your mood? The way your place looks, the lighting. Nothing kills the vibe faster than bad lighting. Blinds.com makes upgrading your space ridiculously easy. They've basically blown up the whole old school window treatment game. No pushy salespeople coming into your house, no hidden costs. With Blinds.com, you're in control. Upfront pricing, zero pressure, totally on your terms. Browse on your own and go full DIY if that's your thing, or if you're like me and you don't want to deal with that stuff, boom, white glove service, licensed, vetted pros show up, install everything, you sit back, done. Not sure where to start? They've got design experts who will hop on a free consultation with you whenever you want. You tell them your vibe, they'll help you nail it. And this is huge. Every order is backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. That's how confident they are. And right now, Blinds.com is running Black Friday deals all month long. So head on over to see what they've got going on today. And as always, you can still get 40% off your purchase when you use the code Rogan40 at checkout. That's Blinds.com, promo code Rogan40, limited time offer, rules and restrictions apply.
And it just
that's not what they do. You know, I mean, the reason why we can do what we do is because there's not really anyone over there doing. They never figured this out before. They never figured out that, hey, there's a lot of people that are in their car for hours every day. They're on the train for hours every day. They're in the gym. They're doing different stuff where they want to listen to things. Or when they come home, they don't want to watch late night TV. They want to watch an interesting conversation, you know? And they didn't know that was a thing. That's all that was. We snuck in. I think we snuck in. I think they had no idea. They thought this was just shitty radio.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think my whole life, I think people looked at me and thought, oh, this dude's just fucking shitty radio. You
know? But
or I felt like that in a way, you know?
Well, I think, like, when was the
first time? And I still think it is. My show, I mean, look, I feel lucky to have a show. We work hard, you know, with podcasting. I feel lucky to get to talk to a lot of people. I don't think we do a lot of information type of stuff, you know, and I wish we could do better with that sometimes. I think maybe that's a goal of mine next year is to try to learn more stuff just in the day-to-day so I can have conversations that are maybe more important. But then also maybe that's not what I'm supposed to do and I'm just supposed to be just having conversations that are fun. And so
it's what you're supposed to do if that's what you want to do. But what I think is the only important thing
is what you want to do.
Yeah. And to be genuinely curious about whatever you're talking about.
I agree.
You know, and then hopefully be talking to someone who's telling the truth. That's where it gets weird. Now, sometimes people will be charismatic and they'll be very persuasive, but it turns out they have an agenda and they're not telling the truth. And you might not know that. That becomes a problem.
Yeah, I realize that. Some people are taking advantage of the fact that that they'll come on, and I sometimes have been a little bit naive to think that somebody would do that, but people do that.
Oh, 100%. Like heads of state, you know? Like if you're going to have someone who's the president of a country that's in the middle of a war and they want to come on your podcast and talk, you're not going to get anything objective. You're going to get them selling that they're the good guys. And that's weird. That's a weird one because unless you're an absolute expert in what is going on in that region and you know exactly what's true and what's not, and there's two very compelling and very loud narratives, you know, good luck. Good luck sorting out that conversation. I'm not interested in having those conversations.
Yeah.
But I am interested in having conversations with people that I think are intriguing, you know, that I think are being honest. And whether I agree with them or not, they're being honest and they're intriguing. That's what I like.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think some of that is me learning a little bit more. I mean, I think I do like having stuff where people have more feelings and their stories about stuff, you know? So that's something that I would maybe like to focus on more next year. Like people's genuine human experiences, you know, like a guy or a woman or a kid, somebody who's been through something, you know, wants to share some of that.
Right.
So maybe that's something I'll try to get into a little bit more. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel lucky. Like my mom listens to my podcast every week, you know, and we never got to spend any time together when I was a kid. So sometimes that kind of even keeps me going, you know. It's like she's like our biggest fan. And so it's weird.
Got to make her proud.
It was just so weird when I was a kid. Like she didn't have any time, and then now she just like, you know,
Has a
she
lot of
loves it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know. And it's like just afforded me a lot of like just neat opportunities. Yeah, sometimes talking to people, like we got to learn about like the healthcare last year and how, you know, a lot of these political parties have put forward these like these presidential, what's it called when they sign something like this is an order, like an executive order, right? That price transparency needs to happen with healthcare, right? And so that was something that I realized was super important to me because like Bernie Sanders agrees with it, Trump agrees with it, Thomas Massey agrees with it, Rogan agrees with it. There's all these people that say they agree with it, and everybody says, but it never really gets to where it needs to be, right? So you can go to a place and a hospital can charge you anything for an MRI, right? They're supposed to show their prices like a menu, and if they do that, then they have to compete. You could call two places. This person's like, well, it's $30,000, and this person's like, no, it's $700. So you're going to go there,
Right.
But they keep it vague so they can like keep the prices really high, and then they can keep this whole insurance rigmarole going on.
Well, they're private corporations. That's what's nuts. You know, the private companies own hospitals. They're private. You know,
So
and
that's
you
probably
go
why they
there
can do it too.
hoping
Yeah,
that
hoping
they're
they're
there
gonna be-
for your best interest.
Yeah.
What they're there is to make the most money possible, and one of the ways they do that is they're incentivized to give you certain medications financially incentivized to give you certain pharmaceutical products, and they make more money if they do that. I had Mary Talley Bowden on the podcast. She's a respiratory physician, and she, doctor, whatever it is, she was saying that if she vaccinated all of her patients, she has a very small practice. If she vaccinated all of her patients for COVID, she would have made $1.5 million. Wow. Like that's motivation. Like that's not
For sure.
Someone's not going to. They're not going to give you objective advice unless they're a really good person like she is. They're not going to give you objective advice. What they're going to say is, "Hey, they say you should take it. I say you should take it too because I want to go golfing.
Yeah.
I want a BMW and I want to go golfing. So take it.
I don't care if you're in a fucking wheelchair in 3 weeks,
Fuck
had a
you.
myocarditis.
I
Fucking,
want an M5. I've got it picked out already. I want the carbon interior." Carbon fiber accents.
It's just So, but
it's
like
a trap.
It's a trap. But learning about like that kind of stuff, like things like that, used to be like, oh, this is a little cause that like means something to me, you know?
Yeah.
Because then you think there are people probably right now that are afraid to go get health care because then it messes up your credit, right? Like the number one cause of bankruptcy in America is medical debt.
Yep.
I think that's crazy.
It's crazy.
So now you're in debt. And now there's the stress of that. It's like
also the problem is the system is so deeply intertwined in our society that to unwind it now and to somehow or another start some sort of competent social medicine. But that's the other problem is socialized medicine has not been effective anywhere. Like everywhere else, like it's really a difference between money. Like if you have money in America and you break your leg, you can go to a really good doctor and you get your leg fixed.
Break your leg.
Right?
Yeah.
If you have money, if you have socialized medicine and you're in England, for instance, I have a lot of friends in England they use the socialized medicine there. They have it in Canada. Like my friend in Canada, it took her a year to get a knee reconstruction, and they did a terrible job of it. They repaired her ACL, and she's fucked. She can't fully straighten her leg out.
Yeah, every time she fucking she just moonwalks everywhere.
She's got a limp, a noticeable limp, and
damn.
they just fucked it up. They did a shitty job, and you know, look, that could happen in America too, but you could get an operation quicker here. But it's really just money. And the real problem with America is that you could have something really wrong with you and you have insurance, and then your insurance denies you coverage for what's wrong with you. Like Ben Askren. You know the story with Ben Askren?
I know he's been getting better, right?
He's getting better. But he had a double lung transplant. He had and the insurance didn't cover it. How could you not cover that? The guy gets sick. It turns out he's a very rare, I think it was like a staph infection or some kind of bacterial infection that was eating his lungs. Oh. So they had to put him on a respirator. He was on a respirator for a long time. Then they had to give him a double lung transplant. And insurance companies didn't cover it.
Yeah. It's like, well, what are you even there for? And then the stress. Imagine his wife probably, or he is in and out of consciousness. He has to call them probably, and just the stress of like, we can't do it. Can you fill out these forms? It's almost like they just want to kill you with the stress. It's just.
They just want to spend the least amount of money possible and make the most amount of money possible.
But when does it all
United
end?
Healthcare, there's something about United Healthcare that's attached to this government shutdown bill, too. The reason why they were shutting down there's something about the flow of money to United Healthcare, which is, that company where that guy got assassinated. Everybody cheered. Because Luigi's kind of hot. Good-looking guy.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see Luigi?
No, I'm joking. Yeah, I thought he's looking
Good-looking,
pretty good. I mean, he's fine. Yeah,
handsome man.
I like women.
Handsome hero.
Yeah, but still handsome guy.
I'm not saying you don't like women, but
Okay.
I'm not saying you fuck alligators, but you know what one looks like.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
You're right about that. That's a good call. Hey, I ain't gay, but I'll hold it in my mouth till a
if I
gay guy
told
gets
you,
there. You
I
ever
go,
heard
if I
that?
told you it's an alligator, you wouldn't be like, bro, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
You would say, yes, it is an alligator.
Dude, my
You
butt.
know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying Luigi's handsome, and you're like, I'm not gay. And I'm like, that's not what I asked.
Right.
I asked you if you can see things.
Yeah.
Take those fucking shitty fake glasses off.
Bro,
Maybe you can tell
Can't
Luigi's a
tell if
handsome
they're
man.
Helping or not.
A lot of people think that Luigi was like some MK Ultra thing. That they tricked him and hypnotized him and got him to go in and shoot that guy.
Well, I think there's a lot of that going on. And yes, I did have dinner at Candace Owens' house recently. So maybe, I have, there's definitely, a lot of conspiratorial foods on the menu over there, you know? I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, they had like an unvaccinated quail with like an mRNA demi-glaze. So maybe, kind of, you think?
Bro, they're trying to vaccinate cows. Do you know about that? They're trying to give cows mRNA vaccines.
Are they really?
Yeah. They're just trying to use the technology to make money. If you really think they're doing it to protect the cows, you're out of your fucking mind. Any of this stuff is just about money. Cows are fine. There's nothing wrong with the cows. The
Why
cows
are they even
fucking
doing
fine.
that then?
Let the cows eat grass. They'll be even better. That's what they're supposed to be eating. Let them all eat grass. They'll be fine.
But
occasionally some cows will get sick. Brucellosis is real. It's when bisons and cows intermingle. Bisons give cows brucellosis and it kills a bunch of them. But other than that, fucking relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Well, it just never ends. It feels like there's everything. There's just always a problem with everything. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
The worry that people have is that somehow or another that stuff's going to get into your food.
Well, they're right, probably.
Yeah, they're right because they've already talked about somehow or another getting mRNA vaccines into vegetables so that you wouldn't even have to get vaccinated. You can get it from your diet.
They tried to give me a tetanus shot the other day.
It doesn't even work.
What, tetanus shot?
No, the fucking mRNA vaccines. You're putting it in food and it doesn't even work.
Dude, I'm not taking it.
It doesn't work when you take it. People aren't even taking it anymore, and now you're trying to put it in food.
What are they putting it in? You said radish, or what was it? Cucumber?
Radishes? I don't know. They were trying to put it in vegetables. It's like, I think it's theoretical at this point, but I know Bill Gates was talking about it.
I just feel it's like, when does it end? Like, when is it like?
It ends when they stop making money. As long as they can figure out a way to trick you into thinking that you need something, or you're not going to make any money. Did you know that tetanus? Well, you were talking about tetanus. Did you know tetanus is a bacteria, and it's extremely rare in America. Like very, 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 very few people ever get tetanus. You think tetanus comes from a dirty nail, like you step on a nail? No, tetanus is a bacteria.
Yeah,
and it can be cleaned out, and also. Tetanus is one of the rare vaccines that works as a prophylactic, like after the fact. Like you could step on a nail. You don't have tetanus yet. They give you the tetanus vaccine after you stepped on the nail,
and then
it still protects you. No, it protects you.
Right.
So you don't need to take it. Tetanus is super rare in America. It's not. You could completely fix it by cleaning out the wound. And if you get tetanus, they just inject you with the tetanus vaccine then. Like, there's no need to give tetanus shots to babies.
Yeah, they were saying maybe you should get it. And I was like, I don't even know if I've had it, but I don't want it. I don't want anything else.
You probably had it when you were young.
Yeah, I think I had that. But they're like, you should get it every 10 years. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. I'll be fine. I'm okay.
It's real common in other countries. Like, apparently it's, you say the Congo?
What tetanus is?
Yeah. It's a bacteria. I didn't know it was a bacteria. I thought it was something you got from rusty nails.
Oh,
but it makes sense if it's a vaccine, that it's protecting you from something that's kind of alive. Like a virus is kind of alive, right? Like they don't consider it a life form, but I mean, it seems like it spreads. It gets in a bunch of different people. It needs the person as a host. It seems like it's a kind of life.
I mean,
it's trying to consume you. It's trying to destroy your body, and you're fighting it off.
Yeah.
And it hops from you to your kids to your neighbor to, it's kind of alive, and it kind of needs a person. If it's propagating, right? If it's spreading, like what is it?
A virus?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they consider viruses a life form, but it sounds a lot like a different kind of life form, like a parasitic life form.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I mean, I don't think they're saying that it's not. They're saying that it's bad, right? A virus?
No, I don't think they consider it a life form. Like, do they consider viruses a life form? Put that in perplexity. We have a sponsor. We have an AI sponsor.
I use Perplexity.
Yeah, it's really good. But let's find out if they consider, put that shit in there. Let's find out if they consider viruses a life form, because I don't think they do. I think it's considered something different.
Dude, I'm so
Here we go. Is a virus considered a life form? Viruses generally not considered life forms by most biologists, primarily because they cannot carry out the basic processes of life independently, such as metabolism, growth, or self-sustained reproduction without a host cell. However, this status is debated in scientific circles due to viruses' ability to carry genetic material, reproduce inside host cells, and evolve through natural selection.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm with those folks. It's a life form. It's a weird life form. And here's the crazy thing. If you think about it that way, then you got to think about gain of function research. Gain of function research is like taking a grizzly bear and go, that grizzly bear should be on roids. And you take a grizzly bear and you jack him up on tren and you give him testosterone and cocaine and then let him loose in the woods. That's what gain of function research is. And our government was funding that. They were funding making more evil life forms. And that's where COVID-19 came from. It came from our tax dollars that goes off to this lab where they're working on making a life form more vicious to people.
What did they want?
It's a fucking weapon. That's what I think.
But didn't they just use it against us?
Well, I think it got out. I don't think they tried to use it against us. That's what I think. But I think that they 100% are developing these things to dump them on other countries. That's a fact. They've always done that.
But why at this
point?
point?
They've done tons of research that show that the United States has been involved in stuff like that forever. There was actually bioweapons labs that were in Ukraine when the war broke out that the United States was somehow involved with. Put that in there.
But
put that in there. What bioweapons labs was the United States involved with in Ukraine? Or how about this? Instead of being leading, were bioweapons labs discovered in Ukraine?
Baby girl.
Let's put that in first and see what it says. And then I'm going to ask it, were they funded by the United States? Can I see it? No bioweapons labs have been discovered in Ukraine, according to the United Nations, the U.S., Ukraine, and multiple independent experts. The allegations made by Russia and echoed by some Chinese officials involve claims that U.S.-funded laboratories involved in military biological activity were operating in Ukraine, but these claims have consistently been denied and refuted by international authorities. That doesn't mean anything. Independent investigations and statements by the UN disarmament chief confirmed that there is no evidence of a biological weapons program in Ukraine. Yeah. Okay. Are there any stories online about bioweapons labs discovered in Ukraine? The allegations made by but we don't know that that's true. So here's the thing: if the United States is running or funding bioweapons labs in Ukraine, and it doesn't become a national news item, you think they're going to come up and say, "You're right, we did it"? No, they're not. But if you're gonna fund bioweapons research in China and in a lot of other places,
but what
are there stories about the discovery? Let's see what it says here. Stories about the alleged discovery of bioweapons labs in Ukraine have circulated widely, primarily promoted by Russian officials and state media. But these claims have not been substantiated by independent sources or international organizations, nor could they be. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to get in there and fucking rat everybody out in the middle of a war, they're going to kill you. Like,
Yeah, they wouldn't let that out.
Chinese foreign ministry and various conspiracy theorists have also amplified these stories, including claims of 26 biolabs and illegal research discovered by Russian forces.
I would hate to work at one of those places.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't-
Okay, here's a problem here, right here. International news organizations and independent scientists, including the BBC and experts at King's College London, have reviewed the alleged evidence and found it lacking, noting that the pathogens and documents cited by Russia are consistent with public health research, not weapons development. Okay, public health research is one of the ways that they do weapons development. They do it under the guise of public health research. That's the whole original premise of gain of function research. We're doing this so that we can figure out how to heal people. And if these diseases do come our way, we know more about them because we've been researching them. Like, okay, so the problem with the BBC saying it, well, we just found out the BBC's full of shit. That whole thing with Trump where they took a speech and they edited it and put a part that's more than 50 minutes later in the sentence to end the sentence. Like, they completely changed what he had to say. The head of BBC had to resign. This is a giant scandal. So I don't trust that. But I don't know who's telling the truth or who's not, because if I was Russia and I had invaded Ukraine, I would also say, we found bioweapons labs, and maybe there weren't any. You know, maybe it is a lie.
Well, it's the same with like the weapons and mass. It's just so hard to know what's real, you know, at our level of just like being a consumer.
See if you can find online a story so we could pick apart the story that says bioweapons labs found in Ukraine.
It's tough to know who to trust. It's just tough to know where to trust things. So I think you just have
True.
to.
But there's a fact that we have had bioweapons research, and so has Russia. This is a story that I did when I did that show, Joe Rogan Questions Everything. I interviewed a guy who used to be a part of Russia's bioweapons research program, and he explained to me how they're creating anthrax, and they had all these bioweapons available. And I said, do you think that there's a possibility that they were making various infectious diseases? He said, absolutely. That was research that was being done. And then we went down to Galveston, Texas, and we went to one of those bio research labs that they have in America, one of those giant crazy labs where everybody wears the hazmat suits and there's tubes that come off their suit, and they're working with like Ebola and all this like super. And his perspective was what he was worried about was not something made in a lab.
Yeah.
What he's worried about is some sort of a natural jump that goes from animals to people and just wipes us out. This one doctor told me.
I don't know. I feel
the
like
problem was, I would say that too if I was in the middle of gain of function research. I'd say this stuff is nothing. Don't worry about this. What I'd really worry about is chicken pox from chickens.
Yeah. Is that the big thing now?
I don't know.
Well, dude, in our I just don't even know. It's like, I don't know if they'd want to wipe us all out, though, because then there's nobody for these like dark lords to play with, I feel like.
I don't think they want to wipe us all out, but I think they want to keep us as controlled as possible, as scared as possible. You see what they did in Canada? They just shot 300 ostriches for no reason.
Fuck that. And Canadians, dude, who also have very good posture. Ostrich probably great posture for a bird, would you say?
Well, they have that crazy neck.
Right.
They
That
have to
bitch
have
is
that
straight.
posture, otherwise it'll fall down. Right?
Yeah, but still.
Imagine if your neck was like 3 feet long. That would be crazy.
Best posture I've ever seen in the world. Toronto. Oh, yeah, if you had a fucking 3-foot neck, dude.
Yeah, crazy. Like everywhere you go, your neck's like a tail.
Bro, have you seen that?
Wagging you around.
Have you seen those giraffes with a little neck?
What?
Pull them bitches up, cut.
Oh, I have seen that. It's like a cousin of a giraffe. It looks like an antelope.
It's like a giraffe.
Yeah, what are those called?
Like Mexican giraffes or whatever.
No. They live in Africa.
Or the giraffes.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Shorty want to. Oh, look at that,
bro.
bitch.
That's weird. Wait a minute. Is that? That's AI, dog. That's what it looks like. The short necked giraffe native.
This looks more fake.
Really?
Yeah, that looks way fake. They're wearing
They have
fucking
hats.
bowler hats from
No,
London.
that's what they look like. No, I think that's genuinely what they look like.
That's the one right there.
That's it.
That's
weird.
that thug. That's kind of how I'm built.
That is a weird giraffe, man.
This is they're from Wakanda. I don't know if that's real.
Interesting. Oh, from Wakanda. So they're
Yeah,
real.
that's real.
It's definitely real.
Everything is, bro. That's the thing. You can't even.
You can't tell.
Bro, there's no
one
information
knows.
anymore. It's all just a blender
No.
of fucking who knows.
No.
Anything you put into TikTok, the next story, it's merged your last 3 searches into
Yeah.
a new Sora is making new things and it looks so real. It's just like I don't even know what if information even mean. It's just everything feels so bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like that?
And it's getting weirder. It's getting weirder and harder to tell what's true.
By the month, it's getting weirder
by
and
the month.
fast.
Yeah, it's getting very strange.
So you got to lock in. I'm trying to think of the things that just even still feel real to me sometimes, you know?
I think this is a real important time to minimize the amount of time you're online.
Yeah.
This is, as things get squirrelier and squirrelier, check in every now and then, but don't allow yourself to be looking at that goddamn thing all day.
Yeah.
Because that's part of what's wrong with us, is we're staring at these goddamn things all day, and they're just hypnotizing us with bullshit. And just, at the end of the day, you're confused, aimless. You go to sleep, you feel depressed. You wake up in the morning, you get up in the middle of the night to piss. You're like, what is life?
Yeah.
You go back to bed, you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Those things do that. You take away those things, and life is pretty normal.
Yeah.
They are amplifiers of anxiety.
Oh, that's for sure.
For sure.
Well, it's even like they had that like a lot of these shooters, like people that have like, you know, these young guys who become, what's it called when you see stuff online and it makes you more radicalized, right? How are some of these companies not legally liable? Like if you go to a restaurant, right?
Right.
And somebody poisons you, you could take something up with that restaurant. You know? If they poison a bunch of people, may be able to sue the restaurant or have some recourse against that restaurant, the food establishment. But these entities, like these social media places, like if they radicalize someone and they go shoot somebody or something, there's no like accountability for the company. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the company's not radicalizing people, and I think it's a real danger what you're saying, because you know what you're saying is you're opening the door to censorship. You're opening the door to the government saying we're here to protect you, so you can't talk about certain things, because these things can radicalize you. Because anybody's definition of what radicalizes people is it's very variable, right? Like during COVID, I could have been considered someone who radicalizes people against taking a COVID vaccine. I could have been seen as a science denier and a dangerous person that has to be silenced. You have to remove them from public discourse. So what you're saying by like people getting radicalized, who? That's the problem. Like who's getting radicalized and who's doing it? And what is the real reason why you're getting radicalized?
Okay,
well, because you don't know who the fuck you are.
So you could be getting radicalized for the better or for the worse, too.
For sure.
So you're just really getting educated, really.
Look, there's people that get radicalized towards, radical ideas of fitness and will and discipline.
That's
because,
a good point.
Paying attention to Jocko every morning. You can get, what is radicalized? You could be you could be into radical kindness. You get radicalized to just be kind to people.
Yeah.
It's all dependent upon what are you talking about and who's doing it. So why would the social media platform be in trouble for doing nothing other than giving people a voice?
But the algorithm, is there an algorithm that at a certain
That's
point?
where it gets weird.
So
the
I think
algorithm
that's more
gets
what I
weird.
mean then, is the algorithm, isn't there some liability to an algorithm? Like at a
No,
certain...
but here's the problem. The algorithm amplifies what you like. So you have to decide what you're looking at.
Right.
You have to have some personal responsibility, because
that's a good
most of my algorithm, particularly like on YouTube, is all just stuff I like. It's all fun stuff. It's all interesting. It's all ancient history stuff, cool cars that people are building. That's it.
Yeah.
That's most of it. Fights, pool matches, professional pool matches, a lot of Muay Thai. No, it's all stuff I'm into. It's nothing is so like, why is your algorithm fucked up? Because that's the stuff you're clicking on all the time. And a lot of things, I don't know if you could do it on Instagram. Can you do it like I don't like posts like this where you right click on things?
Yeah, I think you can. But you and
I know you
also,
can do it on Google Newsfeed.
You
like,
and
I'm
I
not
are
interested
adults.
in these things.
Like if it's a young person, is there any more? Should there be anything? Like I agree, there is a it's always personal responsibility, and I think we're probably in a space where more than ever, personal responsibility. It's going to start to thin the herd, because it's like who can have like control over their own wherewithal, and what they absorb.
Well, we have to learn from other people's mistakes, right? And we kind of are better at that than we're better at that as a society than, say, when societies with alcohol, for instance, than a society where alcohol gets introduced into that society where they don't have a history of alcohol. Generally speaking,
like
that destroys civilizations.
You mean if a place does, like when they gave
like
alcohol
Native
to those
Americans.
people?
Like to Native Americans. It's a perfect example. Native Americans had no history of alcohol use. United States troops came through, did two things. One, killed 90% of them with disease. So 90% of the Native Americans died from disease because they were exposed to smallpox and all sorts of horrible shit that the Europeans carried over with them. So 90% of them died from that. And then they got pushed into reservations. They got slaughtered by people with guns, and they lost all their land. And then also they get introduced to alcohol. So both everything gets super depressing and you get introduced to alcohol. And that is devastating to a society. And to this day, reservations have very high rates of alcohol and drug abuse. Very high rates on Native American reservations.
Oh, yeah.
But
they're really drinking over there.
But if you look at us, like regular people, like we were talking about alcohol today, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about I barely drink anymore. I'll have a drink every now and then, and I had one recently. But that's it. Like you can I know how to do that. I come from a culture of people who drank. It's common. People drink wine with dinner. It's common. It's normal. You can figure out how to regulate it for the most part. But there's people who won't, right?
Yeah.
But it's not as bad as when no one knows what to do because you've never had it before. And then once you get it, you're fucked. That's the problem also with censorship. That's the problem with like social media. Like we're the first people to get it. So we're like basically the Native Americans of social media. Like we're getting it for the first time and it's wrecking our society.
Yeah.
Not to the same level that it did in Native Americans because it also carries a lot of positives. It does let you distribute information. You learn about things. There's a lot of positives that come with social media. But also, we're the first people that don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
The grandchildren and great-grandchildren of us, they will have a much better understanding of what not to do and what to do. Oh, I have an uncle who is an addict.
Yeah.
He's a Twitter addict.
Yeah.
He's a real problem. All he does is yell about politics. He's on his phone 16 hours a day. He doesn't pay attention to his life. He's losing his job because he's a Twitter addict. There's people like that, just like there's people that are drug addicts. But these are the first ones.
Got it. I hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah, we got to learn how to regulate. And I think people are going to learn, like a lot of kids are using apps now that limit the amount of time that they're on their social media for like 1 hour a day. And
Are they? You think a lot of these kids?
A lot
I feel
of
like
kids
they're
are
just
doing that. Kids that want a better life.
Yes.
Kids that recognize that you can waste time, and when you waste time over long, like junior high school into high school, you really start realizing it, and you see the difference between people who don't waste time and really get after it and get things done, and then you see the people that are falling by the wayside. And that's a pattern that establishes when you're a teenager, pretty much for the whole rest of your life. I knew people that were kind of ne'er-do-wells in high school that really never got into anything, and they never tried hard at anything, and they stayed like that.
Yeah, I think it's hard to make a change in your life.
Very hard. Very hard to make a change in how you see life.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to change your life unless you change the way you see life.
Yeah. Do you let me think about something else. Sorry. My brain sometimes gets hard to keep going. How were the fights, man? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it's always fun. Madison Square Garden's crazy. It's there's a few buildings in this world that have like a tangible feel when you're in them. Like, woo, this is the Garden, bro. I've been there a ton of times. I performed there. It doesn't matter. Every time I go there, when I walk into that building, I'm like, whoo, we're at the fucking Garden.
Yeah.
You better be on your P's and Q's, son. We got to be ready to go.
That's
this is
awesome.
the Garden. I think fighters feel it too. I think they get extra amped to fight in the Garden.
Yeah, Dustin said that he went to watch the fights. Was there a lot of was Anik there?
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch.
Yeah, Anik, DC, and me.
Let's go.
And Megan. Megan was there too. Megan
Levy?
Yep.
Oh, she's the best.
She's
isn't
the best.
She?
She's such
How
a good
great is
person.
she?
Her and her husband. They're both
Joe?
Salt of the earth.
The best.
The best.
Their whole. I mean, I will say this: they have one of the best staffs of any sporting group I've ever been around in my life.
For sure. Yeah, the UFC staff is very much like a family.
Amber, Nicole, that
we all
whole
know
group.
each other so well. We've hung out together so long. Like everybody's all hugging everybody backstage. It's a beautiful place to work.
Fun. And Bruce is doing his stretches. There's so many little things going on.
Yeah.
And you just get to see them all happen. And it's always the same people, And
we travel around the world together. Well, I don't anymore.
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
I used to travel with those guys around the world. And they'll go from here, and now they're going to Qatar this
I was going to go.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a long-ass flight, son.
I know. I went
If
over
you
there.
They're going to make you put on the outfit?
I put on the outfit already once.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Were you thinking maybe I could live here if I get in trouble?
I thought they were going to take my life and not let me come back. To be honest. Not them, but you just never know in the Middle East what's going on. You know.
Yeah. What does that outfit mean?
It's called a throbe. I think you can see a picture of me in it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
They
really-
used it to attack you for stuff online.
Oh yeah, like
They said
look
you're
at
in the pocket of those
type
people.
shit, boy. Look
you,
at that
bro.
shit.
Bro, it looks good. I like how theirs has a collar. It's a
Yeah.
little more modern.
I think you have to put the head thing on, like if you're like listening to music or
Be
whatever.
a real problem if you're grappling with that thing, though. Limit your hip movement. People can control you a little bit better.
Well, hopefully the person you're grappling with is also wearing it.
That's true, but you're slowing down the game.
Yeah, you're right. A hell of a gi.
It's a long, you're wearing a bathrobe. You're not even wearing a gi. You're wearing an ankle-length bathrobe.
Yeah, I was gonna
I think
go.
that's gonna get in the way.
I was gonna go. I was kind of, but yeah.
Did you like going over there? What was your experience?
Yeah, man, I liked it. I mean, obviously they treat you a little bit different because,
You're not gay.
Yeah.
That.
Thank you for saying that. And okay, just so we got that out there. And I am looking for love. I did meet somebody that I thought was kind of cool, but who knows?
How did Jewish people feel like going over there?
I'm sure that they're probably. I mean, I feel like they're all kind of in cahoots over there. You don't really know what's going on. But Qatar's a Muslim country,
right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was a Jew and I was traveling around the world right now, I'd be like, "Rrr."
Do I stop in here?
Yeah, maybe I want to fly into Sweden instead.
I guess. I don't know. Did Qatar? Did any of those countries help with Palestine? I don't know. It was hard to know what was going on.
Well,
over
I
there.
think there was talk of. Do you say Qatar or Qatar?
You're right, Qatar.
Yeah, Qatar. Yeah. There was talk in the beginning of them helping to rebuild. But this was like when Trump said the wildest shit of all time, that we're going to take over and we're gonna turn it into what did he say? The Mediterranean of the Middle East. Like, what the fuck are you saying? That was one of those things that made people go, wait, is he really crazy? Did
Right,
he
what's
say,
going on?
How are we going to take over? How are you going to take it? It's like when he was talking about Greenland, like maybe we're going to take Greenland. Like, hey, what? Why do they want Greenland? Well, let's ask Perplexity. Why is the
Good question.
Ask Perplexity, why is the United States interested in acquiring Greenland?
You think there's something up there?
You know what I would think?
What?
Let's imagine a world where the climate does radically shift, right? And by the way, I think human beings play a part of it. I've had a lot of these conversations with people, and I saw a video that was criticizing something today, saying talking about how much money there is in climate change and pushing the climate change narrative, and that didn't compare to the amount of money that's in the fossil fuel, promoting fossil fuels. That is 100% true, but it doesn't discount the fact that there's a shit ton of money to be made from green energy. That's why they're promoting it. You really can't stop fossil fuel. That's the inside wink. Everything is made with oil.
Yes.
Everything. Your pharmaceuticals, all of your electronics, plastics, tires, everything is made with. You ain't stopping oil. However, this idea of reducing carbon footprint, there 100% is money in that. And there's money in the whole green energy narrative. There's money. This is why Bill Gates recently abandoned saying, he totally backtracked on what he was saying.
About climate change?
Yeah, he totally backtracked on it because people were starting to investigate and looking at, why are you saying this, and are you making money off of this? Do you have like certain stocks that would rise and where you'd make an extraordinary amount of money if you promoted these certain narratives publicly? Yeah, that's part of what's going on. However, there was giant solar activity this week. And this is what I'm talking about.
In Greenland?
Yes. No, in America. Giant solar activity where people were seeing the northern lights in Texas.
Yes.
In fucking Texas. Okay? And a friend of mine who is, Brett Weinstein, I'm pretty sure I could say it was him. It's not a secret. Was telling me, like, this is like a significant amount of solar activity, kind of unprecedented and very dangerous. And if it gets bigger than a certain wave, which they can't really predict, like these solar flares, they don't have a clock on the sun. Like, on November 17th, it'll be 82 degrees. No, it does whatever the fuck it wants. And sometimes it does mass ejections, man. And these huge bursts.
Just
and
spraying out.
And these huge bursts can wipe out satellites, wipe out telecommunication, wipe it out, and change the fucking temperature of the Earth.
Fuck, dude. What the fuck?
Go back
I got
to that
enough
Greenland
shit
thing.
going on.
Go back to that Greenland thing, please, because we didn't get a chance to read it.
Dude.
United States is interested in acquiring Greenland for a combination of strategic, economic, and security reasons. Greenland's geographic location makes it a critical asset for U.S. defense, especially for monitoring activities in the Arctic and North Atlantic, as well as for tracking potential Russian military movements and securing early warning capabilities for missile threats. That makes sense. You know what also makes sense? If it gets green. Because the Earth temperature changes.
Because you're investing ahead of time.
Greenland maybe used to be green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I would bet at some point it did.
I think they discovered Greenland, like, officially
Yeah.
in, like, I want to say the 1800s. They listed Greenland as a continent. But there's maps of Greenland, like detailed maps of Greenland from like the 1500s.
Do you think that it's controllable or they could start to thaw out whoever owns it all?
It's uncontrollable. No.
So that's not controllable.
I think this is the scariest thing about the temperature of Earth that we need to come to grips with. It is not static. It changes, and it changes all the time. And sometimes it changes in horrific ways where it turns into a fucking ice age. And if that happens, we all have to move to the equator. And that's what happens. That's what happens in human history. That's why you see these like super advanced civilizations that came out of South America. Like, well, they were probably the only people that were able to live like normally during the Ice Age. During the Ice Age, like if you're in North America, you're a fucking caveman. You're covered in animal furs. You know, you're trudging through the snow.
You're hiding.
You're hiding. Things are hunting you. If you're living in the Amazon jungle during that same time, man, you're probably in like think of the Aztecs. You know,
How tall were the Aztecs overall?
Here's the thing about the Aztec ruins is what I was going to get to. They found them that way. The Aztecs that lived there, they didn't build them. They found them that way. They uncovered them in the jungle.
The ruins?
They're part of a civilization that's even older than them.
So the Aztecs found that place. They didn't build it.
They built some things.
Right.
But they found those things there. So their great ancestors were probably the ones who built it initially.
Yeah.
And if you think about the Ice Age, if there's any advanced civilizations, it's going to be in the places that aren't frozen.
Yeah.
You know? And all of North America, dude, half of North America was under at least a mile of ice.
Hold on, let me think about it. Half of North America was under at least 1 mile of ice.
Yeah, you know how it's flat in like a lot of Wisconsin? Wisconsin has areas called the driftless areas, and that's the areas where these giant glaciers didn't just plow over the earth. So they have hills and mountains and shit. Everything else is just flat. That flat shit, that's from 2 miles of motherfucking ice just erasing anything that was there before
Like a bulldozer.
So if there was a civilization that lived on Earth up there 20,000 years ago, bitch, you ain't finding nothing.
You ain't getting shit.
You ain't finding nothing.
You ain't getting shit.
And they were all down in South America. That's what I think.
That's why
that happened. That's why they had such advanced civilization.
And so many artifacts and stuff because that's where it was possible.
All kinds of weird shit that they don't understand. Like
So
these
what
cities that
happens?
were in the Amazon jungle that they're discovering now.
But what happens, Joe? Say it starts to, like, things are, it starts to devolve even more. What happens? Where do we meet up? I know we've talked about this before. I think we said Denver or whatever. But it's
I
like,
think Denver's lost. I think Denver's
Okay, so we need to have a
They just
strategy.
started bringing wolves back to Denver, these dumbasses.
well, I wouldn't mind a wolf or two, but I'm just saying, what do we do, man? That's what I'm saying. Like, if it gets weird, we have to have some plan. It's already getting weird, right?
It's getting real weird. Yeah. It's getting weird, but the reality, what I was getting to is you can't control the Earth's temperature. You can't control the Earth's future because there's a bunch of factors. Even if you say, okay, let's all agree on something first. Mm-hmm. Let's agree that human beings have a detrimental effect on Earth. We can all agree on that. Let's agree that human beings overfish the ocean. Let's all agree on that. Let's all agree that we pollute the air, we pollute the oceans, we pollute the rivers. All that is terrible. All that should be fixed. Let's all agree on that. Once we agree on that, that's not the greatest threat to human life. The greatest threat to human life is asteroid impacts. Well, nuclear war for sure if we do that to each other. That's number one. But after that, it's asteroid impacts. And asteroid impacts, you can't do a fucking thing about them.
You could do something.
No, they're not ready yet. They can't do anything yet.
You couldn't do something. You could hide behind. You could.
No.
You could do something.
No.
You could wear something. You could wear something.
No, okay, you're being silly.
No, you don't think you could?
3i Atlas, that one that just passed through. It's the size of Manhattan, and it's made out of metal. It's a giant chunk of nickel that's the size of Manhattan.
Okay.
And it's billions of years old, and it's going. How many thousands of miles an hour was it going? Put that into perplexity.
Where would you be then?
How fast was 3i Atlas? It doesn't matter where you are. Everything's dead. The whole planet's dead.
Okay, because what
you
happens?
Have a few,
it hits it.
You have roaches, some fucking underground mammals that survive.
But you're saying it hits the planet, and then what happens? That's what I'm asking.
Everybody dies.
No.
It's miles deep into Earth in the first second. Miles deep.
But does it like impact? Like, does the Earth like shift over 20 feet?
Well,
like,
it's just
what
a
happens?
massive explosion.
Oh, you're saying there's an explosion.
Not just an explosion, but it creates nuclear winter. Like the entire Earth is covered in volcanic ash. Like you're fucked. Everything's dead. Like most of the Earth is dead.
Okay.
So
maybe I'm not understanding it fully.
It seems like it. It's going approximately 155,000 miles an hour.
Fuck, you didn't say that.
This makes the fastest interstellar object yet observed, with its velocity accelerating as it approaches the sun and then gradually slowing as it moves away. So it's 250,000 kilometers per hour. Earlier measurements as it entered the solar system recorded speeds of 130,000 to 140,000 miles an hour.
Shutty Bay.
So it's the size of Manhattan. It's made out of nickel. Okay, let's Google this. What is the observed mass of this object?
How big is that?
What is the observed mass of 3i Atlas? Observed mass of 3 of it. Okay, let us see what it says. Look how quick it did that. Just Google all those articles. The observed mass is estimated to be over 33 billion tons.
Okay, hold on. Let me think about how much that is real quick.
It's a lot. 33 billion tons.
How much is 1 ton? Like
2,000 pounds.
Okay.
What else is 33 billion tons?
That's a great question, dude.
Very
Thank
good
you.
question, Jamie. Look how it researches. Estimated mass of 3i Atlas, 33 billion tons, roughly equivalent to the mass of Manhattan Island, which is about 3.1 miles across, similar in size to the comet's estimated nucleus diameter. This means the comet's mass is roughly comparable to a large city in solid matter terms.
Amen.
33 billion tons.
Well, I'm going
3 to 5 orders of magnitude heavier than previous interstellar objects, like Oumuamua. 500, what? Far smaller than the heaviest known comets in our solar system. Look at this one. One C 2014, whatever, which weighs around 500 trillion tons with a diameter of about 128 kilometers, 80 miles.
I didn't think that it was. I think I had a different concept of it.
Yeah, so
I had something small. I had something like that, like something that's.
No, those hit all the time. Things like that hit all the time. And
yeah, that's
one of the
what I was
best
thinking
places
about.
to find them is Antarctica, because Antarctica's all white, so they go out there and they see things on the ground that are meteors.
Is it true they won't let us up there, or is that true? That's a myth.
No, there's places where you're not supposed to fly, but there's a bunch of reasons for that. One of them, I'm sure they're probably doing military research up there, but also, so they have restricted airspace, but also it's really dangerous. And if you crash, they won't have to rescue you. Like there's nothing up there. Like you will die. Most likely. And they don't want to have to try to die going to get you. It's sketchy as fuck going up there.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude. I couldn't even imagine it. I mean, I'm trying to think. We used to go skiing or whatever, like in Iowa somewhere, or I think it was in Iowa. In the winter, they have like a place called Sundown, I think it was. It's fucking freezing. Like we went to Whistler, Canada one time to go skiing. Freezing cold. I can't even imagine being at the Antarctica. How cold does it get?
Oh, it's cold as fuck. It's not just cold. There's no one there. Like they do these.
You can't even tell anybody it's cold because there's nobody even there. You just.
I wonder what they're studying up there. They have scientific communities up there. Where they have like groups of scientists that live up there year round. Or
That's
at least
got to
they,
be weird.
Oh, it's got to be hell.
And do they get to bring their wives and children up there?
Oh, did you ever see that John Carpenter movie? The Thing? Bro, you never saw that movie?
Good.
Kirk Douglas? I mean, not Kirk Douglas.
Michael Douglas?
God damn it.
Douglas.
Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
It was
Kurt Russell.
awesome.
Great.
It was, dude, movie's incredible.
I haven't seen that.
Fun horror movie from like, I guess it was probably like the 80s.
The Thing.
Yeah.
That thing. Remember
There's
that
a
song?
comic in that movie. T.K. Carter. A dude who used to
Really?
perform at the store. Yeah. He was at the store and then he started getting big movies. And he was in The Thing.
That's wild.
John
yeah, I remember
Carpenter's
him.
I remember that dude. I used to hang out with him.
That's cool.
Yeah, and The Thing was like at the time like one of the craziest special effects ever. It looks kind of corny now.
Yeah.
Because it's goofy looking,
But maybe they'll remake it or something. Sometimes they do that.
but it was about them finding like some spaceship in Antarctica, I believe it was. I think it was Antarctica.
I think right.
Was that where it took place? Yeah.
People want us? I think people want us to find something. I think people are looking for stuff right now. People are trying to look for something to give things a little bit more meaning to them. You know.
That's also part of the confusion is everybody's telling you constantly that aliens are real. You're hearing it constantly, and no one's even flinching.
Well, if they are real, they don't give a fuck about us. That's what I'm telling you.
Why do you think that? You've been listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No, not a chance. A. And B, no, dude. But B, dude, they're not coming here and visiting, dude.
They are. I think they are.
Here's what I think about it. I believe that Earth used to be this fun place. Aliens would come and visit. It's almost like it's this cool tourist park or whatever. And aliens would bring their kids here when they had like holidays or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like that old place you don't take your kids to anymore. It's like an old theme park that's kind of going by the wayside. And now I think aliens are taking their kids. They're traveling other places on their vacations. You know what I'm talking about?
Where do you think they're going?
Places we don't know because we're
Right.
still fucking here.
Like Avatar. Like
Huh?
Pandora.
Yeah, they're going to dope
there.
ass places. Like if they
Yeah.
pull up here
Ride
and
a
their kids are
dragon.
like, "You took us to fucking Earth. This place sucks dick, mom."
Like they
you know?
land in India, they see a river that's clogged up with water bottles. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, people washing their hair in fucking booty water or whatever. Like, get us out of
Get us
here.
outta here.
This isn't even cool. Yeah.
No, this place sucks.
Yeah.
You know what's cool in India? The old stuff.
So that's what I do believe, though.
There's a temple in India that is one of the most confusing places I've ever seen where people describe its mass and like how it's made. It was carved out of a mountain. The whole temple was entirely carved out of a mountain. It wasn't built. They removed the mountain and created this insane, like very symmetrical, incredibly intricate temple. It doesn't show any chisel marks on it. It's like hundreds of millions of tons of rocks have been removed. That thing. Bro, have you ever seen that?
No, I have not
Dude, I
seen
watched
that.
a whole YouTube documentary on it last night. What is it called again? Kalisa Temple. Dude,
Kali-
it's fucking bananas.
Wow.
So they think it was made, it says 6,000 years
So
ago.
it's chiseled out of rock.
8th century is what I was just reading before.
Yeah, I thought it was like much more recent.
That's
it's like,
tough.
It's like they think it's 2,000 years old, right? Is that what they think it is? How old do they think? Okay, 756 to 777 current era. So that's like the year 773. So it's even less than 2,000 years old. Yeah. So they think. I don't know how they know this, but whatever they know, whoever fucking made it,
balling out there.
how? Whoever 2,000 years ago made this, fucking how? See if you can, Jamie. See if you can find a video on it where they can they describe it or they go through it, dude. It's nuts. The video I was watching last night on YouTube, my jaw was open. I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
It's so detailed, and when you think about the sheer effort of making this, and if one person fucks this up, this whole project's ruined because you're not building it. You're carving it out of the mountain. You
Yeah.
can't recarve. And they did it perfectly. It's nuts, man. It's really, truly nuts.
You got to plan ahead with that.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah,
But how did they do it so well? I mean, how is it so beautiful? How is it so symmetrical? How did they, who fucking asked for this to be built? How long did it take? This is nuts, man.
fuck.
This whole
I don't
thing
know.
it's so impressive. It's so impressive. Almost more impressive than some of the stuff from ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
Because it's all one piece of stone. The whole thing. Whoever these people were, man.
I believe
I
you.
wish they wrote books. I wish they wrote books on how they did this. And if they have the books, let them out. Look at these pillars, man. Look at this whole thing. It's all carved out of the mountain. It's bananas. Like, it's so special.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Because I'm barely grasping it. I'm trying to put myself in a position of someone who's there physically and looking at this, where I'm sure I would be blown away. I'm sure you don't have enough time in a month to really go over this place and really get a feel for it. Because it's so insane. Someone was able to do that long ago.
Well, the people used to have to, like, I think the amount of time and attention you would put into things, you didn't have a lot of other things taking your attention, probably.
Also, I think things have happened and we forgot about those things. And I think things like asteroid impacts, things like super volcanoes, these ice ages, things have happened and destroyed civilization, and we've forgotten a lot of it, and we're relearning it, and we're refiguring it out now. That's what I think. That's how you find stuff like that. Like that one doesn't even make sense. Like, and also, if you make that, who just left it there? Why'd you guys move? Where'd you go? Where'd you go where you just left this there? That's nuts.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of why I would
That's
leave
the
there.
Aztecs, too. There's a bunch of these structures that people just left, or they all got diseases.
Or wiped out. Yeah, I'm sure they probably got wiped out, because even if
That's a big
everybody
one.
leaves, and if there's a nice place, right, everybody leaves, some people would stay, like, no, we're just going to
No,
stay.
they got wiped out. That's how they're not there. That's
Something would happen. And probably, like you're saying, by weather or something big, you know?
maybe weather, but I think a lot of it is people traveling with a new disease. I think that killed people in giant chunks all throughout history. That's what they think happened to the Mayans. That's what also they think happened to the people that lived in the Amazon. These, like the City of Z, the Lost City of Z. Did you ever see that movie? Yeah.
With George...
Percy Richards, is that what the guy's name was?
Percy Fawcett.
Percy Fawcett. So Percy Fawcett was this explorer that went down there. And so what happened was a group of people had said they went down to the Amazon and they found these golden cities, these spectacular civilizations.
God, I would like that.
And they went back to Europe and told everybody. And then 100 years later, they returned to try to find these things. At least 100. It might have been longer, right? All the shit was gone. Everything was gone.
Why?
Because those first guys brought over the cooties.
Yeah.
They brought over diseases. And they killed everybody. And they didn't even...
How were they spreading the diseases, though, you think?
Just being around them, man. Like, we, Europeans, I shouldn't say we.
And nobody noticed that they had something wrong with them?
They were used to it, man. They were used to being sick. They were used to those diseases. They had developed immunity over generations.
But if you show up at my house with a disease, right, at a certain, like, I'm going to maybe see that something could be wrong with you, you think? Or you think it's just hidden in your pathogens?
They probably
or whatever?
had no fear of it. They probably had no fear of it because they had never encountered it before. But, they do believe it's possible that the Native Americans gave the Europeans syphilis.
Type shit.
Yeah, type shift. Yeah.
That's it. That's what they say. And I said type shit. That's what kids say sometimes.
Yeah, when
But
my
yeah,
daughter doesn't want to swear, she says type shift.
She does? Oh, I like that. That's cool. How are your daughters doing? Good?
They're great, man.
They're awesome.
My youngest one loves you.
I miss getting that. Did they go to the fight too?
No, they're gonna go to a future one though. I'll let you know.
Let me
They
know.
do. They
That's
like
awesome.
hanging out with you. They said it's so fun.
They're fun, dude. They're so funny. It's just been funny because I just see them incrementally over the years to get to see them grow up and just like.
Hey, when did we? I was just thinking this. When did we do our first podcast together? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Was it like 10 years ago?
No way.
Yeah.
8?
I would have been. Let's see. I'll look it up.
It's been a while. Yeah, man. I can't believe that we've been.
And you back then,
It's all been going on this long.
yeah, I would have never imagined that you would go down this road and be really good at it, man. Like you're real sincere with people. You ask real good questions. You're very present. Like you're funny, but you're also trying to really understand what they're saying. That's a delicate balance, of be silly and be funny, but also like pay respect to whatever they're trying to say and try to figure out where they're coming from.
Yeah. Well, thanks, dude. Yeah. I try to be. I think there's been a couple times where it's like, yeah, I try to be. I don't really know what I'm, like I don't not know what I'm doing. I mean, I work hard, right? Like I work hard.
You figure it out as you go along, right?
Yeah. And I'm still kind of figuring it out, I don't know sometimes like what like my purpose is in it, or
You don't have to have a purpose.
you don't think? Maybe that's a trap, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a trap. I
But I
think
do
you should have
care.
a direction.
I do notice I meet a lot of people and I care about what's going on in their lives.
Yeah, that's a direction. That's good.
Yeah,
that's better.
That makes me feel important. That makes me feel not important to me, but of some value, right? Like
Yeah.
even last week when we had Gary Sinise on, he was talking about his son. Like his son passed away of cancer, like within the past year, and just talking about his son, right? Like it was just nice. You know, it was nice for us to sit there together and just talk about his son, right? Like stuff like that. Like I think it just makes me feel like, I don't know, that kind of stuff means something to me.
So, do you feel like in your regular life you're not connected enough to people that are talking to you like that? Is that it?
Man, that's kind of interesting. I think I do sometimes have a problem with connection sometimes, you know.
So you somehow or another can be more connected publicly than you can be privately?
Dude, is that so weird you say that? I've thought about that before.
Well, I thought about that because of my friendship with you. Because like sometimes you tell me things on air that you don't tell me things in private, and sometimes in private, you know, look, I love you very much, and I always try to reach out because the last thing you want is a friend that maybe is going through some shit, not doing well, and maybe you could have reached out and you didn't.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
That feeling, it's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
You know, that you could have helped your friend and you didn't help your friend. You know, but you have a hard time expressing yourself in person sometimes. You know, like sometimes I'd be asking like tell me what's up. Tell me what's bothering you. You know, tell me like how do you feel? What'd you do? And there's like a thing where it's almost like a blockade where you'd rather just like ignore it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you're talking publicly, you like to address everything, which I find very interesting. It's like you almost feel more comfortable exposing various parts of things that you don't like about life or your life or what's bothering you about life. Publicly, you're better at doing that than you are privately with your friends.
I think there's this thing inside of me sometimes that I feel like people don't trust me one-on-one.
They don't trust you?
Or there's some trust thing. Maybe it's not me. I don't know. I'm trying to think about.
You don't trust them, maybe?
No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of as we're talking about this. I'm trying to like feel it at the same time and see what I'm feeling about it. You know,
Right?
Because it's interesting to me because I love thinking about this kind of stuff. You know, like and trying to figure out why I operate or why we operate certain ways. You know,
Right.
Yeah, I think sometimes I don't know. It's hard for me to maybe say what's going on sometimes. Sometimes I don't know what's going on. You know, sometimes I like just, if I talk with somebody, and then some of the biggest conversations I have are on podcasting now. It's like, you know, that's when I'll talk the most. And so I'll sit there and have moments that are like, that's kind of my biggest conversations.
Well, it's kind of the only time you have real conversations because every other time you have conversations, there's usually multiple people around and everyone's checking their phone. You know, and everyone's going in and out of the room, and everyone's going to take a leak, like green room conversations. They're real. It's kind of almost like a podcast in and of itself, right? But
yeah, it's fun.
But there's also people showing each other funny memes, and you know, we're all watching videos of fucked up things that happened.
Yeah, listening to music, joking around. That's a little bit more of a bigger atmosphere,
right? But the point is, it's like you don't have these kind of conversations outside of podcasts. The only time you or I have these kind of conversations is right in front of each other where we agree we're going to just sit and talk for like 3 fucking hours with no interruptions.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but I feel like in that form you get relaxed. And in that form you talk about yourself like honestly, you're introspective and open about it, which I find very fascinating that you don't do that privately.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It is kind of interesting. I don't know why either. I think maybe there's something where like I thought like I have to there's something inside of me that has to be of value or something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
You don't want to be a burden maybe? Like you don't want to annoy people talking about your problems. So here's the thing: like when you started talking about like having issues in life, I was shocked because I've thought about all the times that I'm with you. Like Theo's always the life of the party. We're always having fun. I don't get it. Like how could you possibly be not doing well? That don't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
I was like everybody loves him. He's so fun to be around. You know, like, why would you not feel good? That doesn't make sense, you know? So then I had to listen to you talk, like, in podcasts, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, there's some ways that he talks publicly that you don't necessarily talk a lot privately. So, like, your friends sometimes don't even know if things aren't going so well.
Well, I think for some reason, whenever I started podcasting, I started to kind of have a conversation with myself for, like, sometimes the first time in my life, maybe, where I was, like, having, like, some dialogue with myself, you know?
Because you did a lot of them solo, too, right?
Yeah, probably the first 100 or something were solo or something, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so I think...
So then you're forcing yourself to do a totally new thing, which is to not just, like, go on momentum, but to actually think about something for, like, at least an hour where you're talking and just thinking about stuff.
Yeah, and that was probably the most fun I ever had in some ways, I think. And also it was like a learning... and then now, like, people can call in our show and they'll leave voicemails, and so sometimes we'll listen to those and talk about that kind of stuff. Yeah. And that's something I want to get more into because that's something that I, like, really care about, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why some ways are easier for me than others. I have thought about that before, though, you know?
Yeah.
I have thought about that. It's the same reason, like, even being, like, in a relationship, I remember, like when I was like would get in a relationship with a woman, it was so hard for me to, like, look at them or like to be super close. Like, that was super hard, but it was easy for me to have a microphone and talk to people in a group. Right. You know, like, there's some things that are just like I just feel like a lot of, like, pressure, I feel like, when I was in, like, that kind of situation. Like, I think there was something about it, like, if somebody I don't know. I think there was always a part of me, like, when I was young, like, if I looked somebody in the eyes or something, like, they weren't gonna believe me.
Really?
Does that make any sense at all? I know it's a weird thing to say, but
no, it does make sense.
There was a part of me, like,
yeah.
And I'm not trying to, like, self-pity or, like, look at, like, you know, do I seem like I'm being self-pity?
No.
Okay, good. Because I like to examine stuff, but I'm not, like, you know, being like, woe is me. I'm just trying to, like, look at it, right?
Well, you got to think, as a kid growing up, you had a lot of negative interactions with people, you know?
Yeah, well, nobody ever looked at me. Nobody ever looked at me and was like, well, what's going on with this kid? Or looked me in the eyes, or, like, people were busy and working and, like, just trying to keep us surviving. So I think later when I got into relationships and you'd be right there with a woman and they'd be looking at you, it made me really nervous and scared. Because you're like, damn, these bitches are pulling up. You know, and that shit was like, baby girl,
and
chill.
You weren't used to intimate relationships.
Right, so intimacy made me super uncomfortable, right?
Well, you weren't used to trusting people.
Yeah, and probably not even used to really trusting myself. I don't even think I knew who I was.
And probably not used to people being nice to you. You had to get accustomed to people being nice to you.
Well, we grew up in, like, a scary place, and so I felt like I wasn't sure if people were going to be or not, you know?
Right.
And so I think that made it, like, pretty tough when I was young. But yeah, I don't know. Some of it's been an interesting experience, you know? And that's life. It's just like...
Life is an interesting experience.
Yeah.
It really, truly is. You know, but it can be awesome and it can suck. And the reason why it's awesome is because it can suck. Like, you need them all.
Yeah.
While we're human, and I think we have only so much sand left in that hourglass. Where the humans are on the way out. I know a lot of people hate it when Peter Thiel says it. Like, Peter Thiel is a terrible person. He's evil.
Do you think he is?
No. I think he's just telling you the truth. I think he's, you know, when they said, do you think human beings should survive? And he had, like, this long pause.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And then the interviewer was like, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You think human beings should... Which is not how you're supposed to do an interview. Well, at least not how I do it. I would let him talk as long as he wants. Like, if you watch my podcast I did with him, is these long ass stammers where he's like, everything he does, he wants to be very careful before he answers it. So he wants to consider what he's saying. If you ask me the same question, is it important that humans survive? Okay. Is it important that Australopithecus survived? It's not. Is it important that Neanderthal survived? It's not currently not important. Is it important that humans stay in this form? It's not. It's not going to be. If we're going to evolve to something way better than this, How many people go, I miss the old days when you could lie and you couldn't read minds and people were a lot more rapey. No one's going to say that. No one's going to, I miss the wars. I miss stealing and credit card fraud. I miss the good old days of a rigged stock market.
When the Jets won.
Yeah. No. No one's going to say that. They're going to move on to what's next. So Peter Thiel's right. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that being a person isn't important to me. Yeah, it is to me because I'm a person. But I'm also, if I step outside of being a person and I look at where this thing is going, I'm like, it's going in a different direction. It's not going in the direction of
we thought it was
mRNA vaccines and lying politicians. It's not. It's not going in that direction. It's going in some sort of digital god direction. And we're either going to join on fucking real quick, like within a few years. We have, I think, what is it, 2026 almost? We're real close to that. I think by the time 2030 rolls around, it's a wrap.
Bet.
It's a wrap.
Do you think that money will have any value at that point or no?
I don't know what it's going to mean anymore. And the problem is going to be some people are going to be in control of assets. Some people are going to be in control of money. See, money is just right now mostly, if we're not on the gold standard, what is money? If your bill doesn't represent, you could go to Fort Knox and they'll give you a brick for whatever that money, they'll give you a brick of gold that's worth that money. Tight. If that's not real, if we don't have that anymore, and if we're on some sort of digital thing, and if they can just spend money and then inflation rises and all this money that we spend on wars and all this other crazy, it's not, where does it come from? We don't have any money. We're $37 trillion in debt. They just print it up. And if they just print it up, that makes money less and less valuable. And that's what inflation's all about. And at some point in time, that's just ones and zeros. When you have quantum computers that are basically like digital gods, and they're in charge of all the assets and all the money of the world, and they're not human. They're not human, and they're just going to stop it all. They're going to say, no, we'll decide how much resources you get to stay alive for as long as this body lasts, because you're not breeding anyway. Our fucking population is dropping off of a cliff. Overpopulation's a real problem. It's not. We don't have the correct levels in most giant countries, like Japan. No. Japan is not in a restorative level. Like, they're not even close.
They're disappearing.
They have a real population collapse problem. South Korea, real population collapse problem. Eventually, that's going to come here. That was one of the arguments that they had to keep the border open. That was one of the Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi arguments. We're not having enough kids. We need to bring people in. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
There's no way I can look at Chuck Schumer and think he's a good guy.
He looks like a great guy.
Yeah. If you asked a baby who had been here one day, pick a bad guy out of this.
Bro, did you ever see the video when...
it's fucking dark out there, man. That's why we just got to love each other and do the best we can. Have a nice creme brulee, hug a buddy, tickle your friend or whatever, tell him he's gay or something.
That's a good move. I just opened up my Instagram and he popped up immediately.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
You were lying. What's he trying to sell you? Some bullshit?
It's something important. He accidentally said the quiet part out loud about the Epstein files.
They all are doing that, dude.
All right, let's see what he said. Here, I'll send it to you, Jamie. They got me, these motherfuckers. It's a wrap. They got me.
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why would they?
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
What the fuck are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
What are you saying?
Huh? Talking about Israel Adesanya.
Oh, well, he loves you. Don't worry about it.
Good call.
Fuck are you saying, son?
Yeah,
so what did he say? What did he say about the Epstein files?
What did he say?
Let's hear what he said. He looks great.
Yeah, he's been drinking somebody's blood.
The last 4 years when President Biden was in office.
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Not every American, but so many Americans are asking. What the hell is he hiding?
Why would...
Well, why are they?
That was a useless clip.
This whole thing's all bullshit now. It's all BS.
Well, it's fun.
Do you think he's alive? You think Epstein's alive?
I do not think so.
You don't?
No, I think they killed him. If I had to guess. There's too much circumstantial evidence that leads me to believe that it was an assassination. I know a lot of people think that he committed suicide. A lot of very smart people that I know think he committed suicide. I'm like, there's too many convenient things. The cut wires, the security cameras rather not working. They weren't cut, right? They just stopped. They didn't function. Security cameras didn't function. The fact that he had shared a cell with this giant fucking former cop who was a murderer who had killed multiple people. Just giant roided up cop. Like, this is a cellmate. Like, if you wanted to get somebody, hey, look, bro, extra Twinkies, take this guy out. Like, it wouldn't be hard. He's already killed a bunch of people. He was a drug dealer. Did you ever see the guy? Did you ever see the guy who was his cellmate?
No, but it's like
it's kind of hilarious.
It's like when you're a freshman in college and they just put you with somebody, you know?
Bro, if you wanted to get someone killed, you have a high profile witness, okay? High profile witness in the craziest sex trafficking conspiracy of all time.
Yeah.
Where a guy who may or may not have been an intelligence asset or an intelligence agent or whatever the fuck he was for whatever country, this guy he's arrested for sex trafficking to elites, and then you put him in jail.
Oh my God.
With that guy.
I thought that was the guy that fought Mike Tyson. Remember that dude who read that poem?
Bro, you put him in jail with that guy. All you have to do is get that guy cigarettes and steroids. You tell him, I got you Marlboro Reds and Tren. I got you testosterone replacement for life, even though you're going to still be in jail.
I got you some Marlboro fucking
Four
Test
men.
200s.
Dude, he was found guilty of killing 4 men, and they put him in a cell with Epstein. Look at the size of that fucking savage.
Big guy.
Giant fucking muscle-bound, steroided up dude, and they put him in a cell with Epstein, and Epstein got strangled. Epstein
might have been
not Sherlock Holmes, but I think there might be a connection there.
Epstein was probably trying to slurp him. I bet that dude was such a pervert, dude.
Well, if he didn't kill him, then somebody killed him.
I bet he was such a pervert.
I think somebody killed him. Retired Westchester cop charged with killing 4 in cocaine deal after bodies dug up on his property. Bro, he buried them in his backyard.
Yeah.
That's a crazy motherfucker.
Or that's a good gardener, dude. That guy's fucking composting. What are you even talking about?
That's true. It's a better way to deal with. They're already dead. What are you going to do? Let them go to waste or bring them back to Mother Earth?
Those are leftovers. That guy's Italian, dude. They love leftovers.
How deep do you think he dug it? I bet he was pretty lazy.
That guy's pretty jacked. I don't know.
I bet he got tired, though. They don't have good cardio.
You're right.
It's a lot of cardio involved in digging.
2 feet.
How many bodies? 4 bodies? Bro, 4 bodies is 4 6-foot graves? Do you think he did a mass grave all on top of each other, or do you think he was respectful and made 4 individual holes?
I bet it was more like, you know, when you open up a box of chocolates like that kind of. I don't think it was like deep or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like
yeah,
or a 4-pack of cannolis or whatever.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right. Take the lid off. You see feet.
Just a dusting of confectioner's sugar on them. Not
cocaine
much.
deal went bad.
Fuck.
Roided up cop. But imagine.
That's horrible.
But imagine you are the most high profile person being charged.
They put him in there on purpose with that guy.
100. How could they not?
They did.
How would you not? Like, why?
There'd be no reason to put him with anybody.
If you worried about the guy dying, why would you put him in the room
I don't know.
lock him in a bedroom, a tiny little bedroom with a roided up murderer?
Yeah.
Just stop and think about that. You're in a room smaller than this fucking studio that you and I are in right now with a roided up murderer. You're sleeping with that guy.
Oh.
And you wind up getting strangled. Oh, you hung yourself. Yeah.
How would you sleep? Say you have to go to jail, right?
Probably wouldn't sleep.
I know, but I'm just saying, Joe, if you had to go to jail, right? You're in jail for something that you've done or didn't do. Doesn't matter.
Right.
How do you sleep at night? And there's a big dude in there.
You sleep with your mouth open so he doesn't have to force it open. Sleep like that.
Bro, no, bro. That's crazy. But do you sleep with your butt against the wall or away from the wall?
That's a good question.
You sleep on your back or your...
Depends on what kind of pervert this dude is. He might be one of them dick sucker guys. He just wants to suck your dick while he jacks off.
Oof.
You know, then you'd want to sleep with your ass to him. He'd be like, turn over so I can suck your dick. Like, no, I'm trying to sleep.
Hey, I told you I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, bro, it's crazy. And then you find out that prisons are private too. What? Like, so there's a business in having jails. So then you find out that prison guard unions are also responsible for keeping marijuana illegal. They get involved in it too. Prison guard unions, because they want to keep the work coming.
But it just feels like at some point, do you think it's always been this way through history where people have felt like it? You just feel like such a peon of like some corrupt financial system. Do you think it's always been that way? Or do you think this is like kind of like a highlight of it for America?
Well, it's worse than it's ever been before, for sure. And the United States is worse than every other country when it comes to incarcerations. But
the
the
thing
thing
it's
is,
a business. They want to keep it busy.
In the UK, they probably could use a few incarcerations. They're letting people loose that are doing horrible shit, and they're not enforcing crimes over there. That place is getting real squirrely. But the United States, half the people are in there for nonviolent drug offenses. Half of them. Right? I think that's the number. Put that into perplexity. What percentage of people in American prisons are there for nonviolent drug offenses?
Yeah.
I think it's like half. So it's basically, it's a byproduct of prohibition that's led to millions of incarcerations where people are locked down for the rest of their fucking life.
I would hate that shit, dude.
Because somebody wants something and you don't think they should be able to have it. So you will arrest people selling to them and you will lock them all up for possessing it. 43% of federal prisoners in the United States are serving time for drug offenses, which are predominantly nonviolent. Additionally, about 72% of federal prisoners are serving sentences for nonviolent crimes, including drug offenses with a significant portion related to drug possession and trafficking.
Ugh.
72%. In federal prisons, 72.1% of inmates are incarcerated for nonviolent offenses. More than half, 55% in federal prisons serving time for drug offenses. So 43% of federal prisoners in the United States are serving time for drug offenses, but 55% are serving time for drug offenses in the summary of key data. So it must be like this is what's happening when AI is drawing from multiple different sources. I think they're giving you different numbers. So it's somewhere between 43 and 55%.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Like, I guess you don't know which ones are like weed, which ones are cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, that kind of stuff that's,
Look at this type of offenses. The majority of drug-related incarcerations involve possession, which is classified as a nonviolent offense. So put this, other than drug offenses and drug possession, what percentage of people are in jail for nonviolent crimes? Put that in there.
Like discount drugs?
Yeah, other than drug offenses, what percentage of people are in jail for nonviolent crimes?
I got to get a family, I think.
Yeah, I think that would be good for you. Okay, let's see. Nonviolent. What does it say? Okay. Other than drug offenses, about 25% of the daily jail population nationally is incarcerated for low-level nonviolent offenses, including misdemeanors and public order offenses. 13% are there for property offenses, such as burglary, and around 11 for public order offenses, nonviolent infractions such as weapons charges, probate. The problem with that is property offenses like burglary can lead to violence. Like that's next door to violence. It's not violent, but like those guys that got shot breaking into that guy's house. As soon as you're breaking into people's property, you're getting super close to violence.
Yeah. I think that's violent. I mean, it's like if you're inflicting like fear on somebody, they're in their own home. Fuck you, dude. That's pretty violent to me. I think.
It's not violent in that you're hurting a physical person, but you're breaking into their house, and anything goes once you break into someone's house. Everybody knows that. You break into someone's house, anything goes. Yeah. They don't know why you're there. They don't know that you're just a petty thief. They have no idea. They're gonna fucking shoot you. We all know that.
Since the numbers were getting small left over, I googled the other thing, the opposite, or not Google, sorry, Perplexity, the opposite thing. How many are in for violent crimes?
Right.
62% in state prison, but only like 7 to 10% in federal.
Interesting.
Most federal inmates are serving sentences related to drug and public order offenses.
Oh my God, that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
that is so nuts, man. It's like that.
But do you think it's weed? I mean, what do you think it is?
No. It's probably cocaine. Cocaine's the big one, right? Cocaine laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
And then there's pills, and then there's meth. Meth is a big one, too. Those are the ones that everybody's really terrified of. No one's really... The marijuana thing is a disingenuous argument, because the marijuana thing is really, there's a bunch of special interests that want marijuana to stay illegal. Yeah. The actual people that think that marijuana is dangerous are pretty small. And they're not totally wrong. This is a very important point. Marijuana is not completely safe.
Yeah.
Just like alcohol is not completely safe.
Yeah.
I think there are certain people that for whatever reason, the way they're wired, marijuana can fuck with them and badly. And there's some evidence that it can trigger psychosis or just some sort of a psychotic break. There's real evidence.
Oh, definitely, dude. That shit. Some of that shit's bad off, dude. I've taken some shit, dude.
Powder or crack cocaine offenses. Go back. Account for more than 54% of drug offenders. So that's most of it. And then there's meth, 24%, and marijuana represents 12%. But I guarantee you that marijuana thing, that's dudes who are growing. You know, you were growing and dealing if they're hitting you up in federal prison. Heroin offenders account for 6%. That's weird. I would have thought it would have been higher. Just 6% for heroin because they're so chill. They never get in trouble. They never get caught.
But the family that did that, the opioid epidemic is still just out and about.
Sackler family's just out and about.
Sackler family's still out and about.
They might be responsible for 1 million people losing their lives.
And the ripple effect of that through families?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, suicides, drug addictions, families falling apart, lives destroyed.
Where do you think people find a sense of purpose these days in, Joe? Because it certainly feels like the fabric of like some of America. It used to feel like that gave us a lot of purpose, right? And some of that feels like it's not there anymore. Do you feel like that's a true statement, or what do you think?
Well, I think this is also part of the problem with social media is that we feel that way.
Okay.
And while we feel that way, that everything's falling apart, we still have our neighbors, we still have our friends, we still have the places we go.
Yeah.
We still have all the community that we always had. You know, we still have the mothership. We still go to nice restaurants. You still hang out with your friends and watch the game. You're still like alive on Earth, but you're so overwhelmed by this fucking constant onslaught of bad news.
That's a good point.
That you're freaking out always. But then you got ICE raids where they're taking people that are American citizens and they're scaring the shit out of everybody. And
yeah, dude, they made me the video thing. You see that thing where they put me on the video?
Oh, that was crazy. They didn't even ask you.
Bro, it was really scary for me.
You were just joking around because you were talking to a guy who's his friend. And this was quite a while ago, too, right? When was that video?
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been like a year and a half ago or something. I don't remember. But that was crazy.
But it was
like,
it was a joke, right?
She's like a friend. I don't know if she said a friend of mine got deported. I can't remember what she said. But she's like, "What? Do you have anything to say to him?" Right? And I was like, "Bye." You know?
Yeah.
I'm clowning around. I have no idea if it's real or not. I have no idea.
You have no idea. It's literally someone just handed you a phone. And then Homeland Security, was that what it was?
Yeah, just put it up online. And it was
it
after
Homeland
the Charlie
Security?
Kirk thing. Yeah. And so then I was like super scared, you remember? Yeah. Remember, I was texting like you. I was just texting people to make sure everybody's okay. I didn't know if they were like just going to kill people that had been on TikTok or whatever. Like, I had no idea what they were going to do.
I just can't believe they did that with you, where they just put it in there as if like you were endorsing that.
Well, it just kind of, and it was just a scary time. That was the same time as
who
after the Charlie Kirk thing.
That? Who greenlit that?
Probably just some fucking trap beat
but you know
con
what I'm
artist
saying?
or whatever.
Like if a company did that, you could sue them. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was privatized, like if ICE was a private company and that was the people that the United States hired to get rid of illegal immigrants and they used you would sue them. You could sue them.
Well, it was just scary.
But the government can just put that up there. And then what did you do? You had to formally request them taking it down?
Yeah, I had to hire an attorney to get him help to take it down.
How long did it take to take it down?
I think like 48 hours or something. But it had like 30 million views over a couple platforms.
And how many people even know it was taken down until they just heard you say it?
Of course not.
I knew because you told me, but I couldn't believe it. When you first asked me what I should do about this, I was like, it's probably nothing. And I was in the car and I didn't watch it. And then I got to the club. Then I talked to you from the club. And you're like, you didn't see it? I was like, no. And then I saw it. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck are they doing? Like, it's like that's not how you envisioned the government. The government made a hype video.
Yeah, they were making like deportation hype videos with trap beats and shit. And I was like, what are we doing? That's what I'm saying. Everything is turned into like the WWE. It's none of it's real.
It's 100% that Mike Judge movie. It's Idiocracy.
Oh, Idiocracy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was scary, man. Because then I got because there was just like a lot of threats, and then things got like then it was just kind of that made me kind of paranoid. Yeah. And then my mom was visiting, and we went to the doctor. I went to the doctor. I was just getting something looked at or something, you know. And I was in the doctor's office, and there was a nurse asking me questions or whatever, blah blah blah. And then she's like, "I have something for you." I was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Oh, I brought you something. Can I give it to you?" And I was like, "I'm at a doctor's office, like something she'd made, something I don't know."
For you?
Yes.
Oh, she's a fan?
Something. And normally I think it might have been like, okay, let me like, but I was just like, it was such a weird time. And my mom was visiting, and it was like after the Charlie Kirk thing, it was just super scary. You just didn't know what was going on. Like watching that guy get killed was crazy. Like it was, and
you know what's crazy to me is the way people reacted.
Oh,
that scared me just as much as watching him get shot.
Well, yeah. And let me think about that in just a second. I'm just thinking through the end of this, if you don't mind, real quick. Sorry, I know you're not interrupting.
No,
me,
no worries.
So I'm in this doctor's office, and it was just weird. You know, like I'm at the doctor, made me feel like nothing was safe. Like it compounded on my head, like, oh, nothing's safe, right? No place is safe where like, because I just given this girl like medical information. I'm like, is this okay? You know. And so I talked to the doctor, and it was all cool and stuff. And like, but then I go outside, and I was sitting in my car. My mom was out there with me, and like, it had just like been a lot of stress. And I'm sitting there, and I kind of was like tearing up talking to my mom, and just like, you know, I told her what happened in the doctor's office, you know, and it was after the DHS thing, just a lot of stuff that felt like you don't have any, there's no, you're solid, no one, I can't think of what I'm saying. Like you're not safe. Like there's no.
Well, I think you think that way in particular because you're famous. So what you felt like you were having a normal professional experience at a doctor, and then all of a sudden it became a fan experience where you're kind of trapped.
Right,
You're
that's what it
trapped
felt
with
like.
a fan.
And it's a doctor where you're supposed to trust like you can be at a doctor.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with my mom, and she kind of like put her hand on me, you know, and she's like, you know, everything will be okay. And then I look up out of the window, and there was some young man literally this far from my window with his phone like filming me, and it was just like that was like a tough time where I think I just got kind of paranoid.
Yeah, that's a weird thing that people think is totally normal to do. Just point a camera at people and film them because they're famous at a doctor's office.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just want to put it up on my Instagram and I'm going to get 300 likes. Look, here it is. Me and Theo motherfucking Vaughn.
Yeah.
I'm outside. He's getting his pancreas looked at.
That's crazy, dude.
They could break your medical information.
It felt like it was
HIPAA.
a movie, though, and they were trying to break you. Like, it felt like this, like a couple weird
That's a
beats of
personal
movie.
thing, though. That's a personal thing with you because you're famous. That's one of the reasons why you think that everything's falling apart. Because you think everything's falling apart for you because you're dealing with the fact that you're crazy famous.
Yeah.
That's why you have this elevated sense of everything falling apart. Like, look at the example that you cited. A lady who loves you, who's a doctor, but she wants to give you something, and you thought, man, I thought I was just at a doctor. Now I'm trapped with some person because you feel like you're trapped a lot talking to crazy people or people that want something from you, people that are grabbing at you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why you personally feel like everything's falling apart because you're having a hard time navigating your new situation, you know. And then also your new situation is very different than just you as a comedian. Because this new situation is you voicing your opinions about things, and some things controversial and some things not so much. But then people enjoy it, and so it gets a lot of attention. And when it gets a lot of attention, you also get a lot of haters. You're going to get a lot of jealous people. You're going to get a lot of people that just disagree with your choices and guests. You got a lot of people that think that what you're doing is dangerous. There's a lot of like really idiotic opinions that people attach to you that don't make any sense, but they're still out there. And so you're dealing with that too. And that's a new thing that you're dealing with that you never dealt with before. And it's part of why you have this accelerated thought that everything is falling apart. I don't think it's falling apart as bad as everybody thinks, but I think it's something that it deserves consideration. Like this all could fall apart. And it could fall apart in a lot of like very bad ways. And there's a lot of natural ways it could happen like we talked about before, but it could also be self-inflicted. And at all costs, we have to avoid the self-inflicted thing.
Yeah.
And the only way to avoid it is to not be on a side. You can't be on that side or this side, but instead be on the side of the greater good of everybody. And that's possible too. You have to force politicians to do that, you know.
But is that going to happen with politicians? You know, I mean, look at Eric Adams this morning. He just did or whatever that thing was.
What did he do?
He's like said he served Israel the best he could. It's like, I don't even know if he feels like America.
Probably wanted a check.
He probably did.
Got a nice check.
Probably flew over to get that bag.
Yeah, flew over, got the bag, driving a new Cadillac now. Bro, They just pay people. The crazy thing is that Israel pays people for social media posts.
Do they really?
I read that. Let's put that into perplexity. Is that true? That might be another Russian hoax. I was reading that there's countries, and I don't think it's just Israel, by the way. There's countries that will pay influencers to post positive things about them.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, even Qatar was like, they wanted me to come and experience their country, right? And I had a nice time while I was there. Like, I think it was really neat, but we didn't really talk about, like, you know, the different, like, if they have different points of view about things or what some of their, like, rules and things like that are, you know?
But did they want you to post nice things about them?
I think they wanted to experience, you to experience their country.
Yes.
Now, I'm assuming
Israel has paid social media influencers to post content promoting its image, particularly in the United States, with reports indicating payments of up to $7,000 per post. This campaign, known as the Esther Project, is managed by a firm called Bridges Partners LLC, which works on behalf of the Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The program is disclosed under the U.S. Foreign Agents Registration Act, meaning that these payments are legally reported and require influencers to disclose that their content is funded by a foreign government. That's crazy.
Well, I just don't see how we're supporting this country after the genocide. I just don't see how that's okay to people. And I think that's the part of me that I don't understand, right? About their leadership there and stuff. I just do not understand it. But then you start to think, well, am I crazy? Because it seems like it's just okay that the politicians all think that this is okay, and so few of them speak up about it.
Well, I think this is what's separating the old people from the young people in this country. Like, if you look at the numbers of how many people that are like 18 to 34 that support the war in Gaza, it's very low. It's very, very, very low. Because this is the first time you've ever been able to see what happens when a superpower is attacking a country that essentially doesn't have an army, and they're doing it for years, and they're just blowing buildings up. Like, we've never really seen that before. This is the first time in a time where everyone has cell phones, right? Obviously, this has happened. You know, countries have bombed each other. Dresden. There's been Hiroshima, of course, Nagasaki. They blew up entire cities, right? But we didn't get to watch it happen bit by bit. You didn't get to see drone footage that's in 4K. You know, you didn't get to see cell phone footage of missiles being fired into camps of people waiting in line for food. You didn't get to see any of that shit. And, you know, you're seeing wild shit. But then you're also seeing horrible things that Hamas is doing too. You're seeing people getting publicly executed in front of everybody, in front of cheering crowds. You're seeing people get dragged out, kicked to the ground, gunned in the head. You're seeing the horrors of war is what you're seeing on both sides. And we just have a hard time accepting that that's the only way to do things. And I think that the young people of this country, they don't want any part of anything like that anymore. Well, they have been told by their parents, they've been told by the people they grew up with that that war is hell, there shouldn't be any war, and most of this shit happens because people are making money. That's what most of it. They prolong it so they can make more money. They want weapons development. They want to launch new shit. They want to sell shit to people that need weapons. And most young people are aware of that now, where I think most people, my parents' age, all they had was the Vietnam War. They knew the Vietnam War was bad, but I don't think they really knew the extent of how much corruption is involved in everything that our government does. Everything has the hand of some corporation attached to it. Everything has the influence of some foreign government or some country that has massive resources. There's always, but it's never clean. Nothing's clean.
Well, it just felt like me. I think a lot of times, well, for one, it feels like they're going to stop allowing TikTok. Like people are going to own it. I think they're selling it or something, so they probably won't be able to show stuff like that anymore.
Well, they sold it to Larry Ellison's company, right? Isn't that who bought TikTok? Yeah, I want to be sure about this.
But do you think they'll do that so they can limit its control what goes on it?
The real worry that they had before that sale was that China was in control of it. And I think they're right. And I think that if you have a foreign country and foreign country is using a very popular social media website to spread propaganda, spread things that absolutely aren't true, along with, I'm sure, some things that are true.
Yeah.
But they have their finger on which way the influence goes. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Now, I'm not saying that Larry Ellison's company is going to do a great job of being totally objective and letting people criticize Israel, letting people criticize Hamas. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. I'd be crazy to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I never met that guy. I don't know anything about that.
It'd be
company.
crazy for me to say any differently. But it's not safe to have a foreign country that is actively trying to fuck with the way people have discourse in America, which is certainly what China's doing.
Yeah, so according to it hasn't yet changed place. The shutdown had something to do with this, and this article is from today, I think, where people in Congress still don't even know what's going on. With
Right. So this says Congress is still waiting to get briefed on how TikTok's sale would actually stop Chinese algorithms from causing harm to U.S. citizens, U.S. military, and U.S. interests, she said. The lack of transparency has caused concern for both Democrats and Republicans, who are still waiting for secure briefings on how to stop malign actions.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, is like, that's a good point, because they do it on X. So Chinese bots, they swarm X, and there was a former FBI analyst. We read this article 100 times. His estimation, this is right around the time Elon was buying Twitter, that it could be as much as 80% bots.
Oh, so much is bots, it seems like. So much is bots out there.
But this is what this is. This is like China. This is Russia. This is foreign countries that they'll say things about U.S. aid. They'll say things about gay rights. They'll say things about LGBTQ whatever issues, whatever it is, the border, whatever it is, U.S. aid, whatever it is. And they just flood the discourse. They flood it. And so they have their finger either way on how much negative shit you see about any kind of subject. And whoever's the best at it, whoever's the best at this kind of propaganda, this is like an incredible tool to use to demoralize another country, to have another country hating itself, hating its actions. And if you leave that in the hands of China and they own the company like TikTok, at least if someone in America owns it, and again,
Really?
I don't know what they're going to do, but at least if they own it, you would say, okay, but at least they're not actively trying to fuck with us and make us battle back and forth. They're just allowing the algorithm to do its natural course.
Right. I guess if they're going to do that, we don't know.
Here's the thing. If you can't stop bots, then all of them are fucked, because they're just going to keep making new accounts. It's too easy. They sign up, fake emails, fake person. Wait, they're in. If you don't make people, and then what are you going to do? You're going to require a digital ID? Fuck that. You should be able to be a whistleblower. If you're working for some company and you find out they're dumping nuclear waste into the ocean and it's killing all the fish, someone should be able to anonymously report that. And you should be able to do that through social media without having a digital ID that shows exactly who you are.
And they can shut you down. It's just like, I don't know.
It's sketchy times.
Well, it's sketchy times. I mean, the same company, that company Palantir, that was doing all that crazy stuff in Gaza, in Gaza, and they were like, running
doing?
All the drones and stuff like this, allegedly. If you want to,
what are you talking about? What are you saying they did?
That they had were compiling data on people that were there, and they were operating a lot of the drones in the sky that also had weapons attached to them.
Okay, so you mean like facial recognition data?
Right.
Do they have that capability with drones, where they could just zoom around? Is this horseshit? Is it real? Jamie's not even willing to talk on camera. He's just he's giving
I'll
me
be
winks
quiet
and nods.
then.
I'm sure they do.
But we have a
no.
They got
listen.
a big contract in America now, which is scary to me. That's what's scary to me. That a drone could go by. That maybe that's what happened to Charlie Kirk. Who knows? Maybe a drone. You just have no who you can even point the finger at. A bullet comes out of the middle of nowhere.
True.
That's a kind of. I'm not saying
Let
I'm
me push-
paranoid
let me
about it
push
all the
back
time.
against that.
I'm just saying I have.
Listen.
Okay. Sorry.
You're right. However, China's making drones, and they're making really good ones, way more sophisticated than our drones. If you don't have drone development and some kind of drone defense system in America, you just, if you say, oh, no one should have that kind of power, you're right. No one should have that kind of power. However, China already does. So if you just have no innovation and you have no way to implement any kind of defense system with drones in America, but it's already in China and it's already in Russia, you're kind of in trouble.
Okay, so you have to have something in that space. You got to be moving forward into you got to have the weapons that other people are going to have.
It's like the nuclear bomb. If they're already doing it, you better fucking get it.
Right.
You better get it.
I think, yeah, to me, it's just scary that the company that was allegedly doing that there is the company that we hired to, I believe, create a database and have some of the same opportunities here. Or they could potentially be able to do the same thing here. To me, it just kind of tracks where it's like...
Yeah, well, any one private company that has a database and all the information on every person and where you are and what you're doing, yeah, that's sketchy. What are you woofing? What's going on?
I'm looking at the story, the reporting on this.
It's that absolute power corrupts absolutely thing. You know, this is like absolute power.
One AI system is called the Gospel. Another one's called Where's Daddy?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're used to identify people.
One of them is called Lavender. That sounds lovely. AI-enabled data processing system developed and used by the Israeli occupation forces in their, this says, genocidal campaign against Gaza have caught widespread attention, prompting journalists to call Gaza the site of the first AI-powered genocide. AI technology was reportedly first used in Gaza during Israel's 11-day assault in 2021. During the ongoing genocide, for the first time, it's being used to kill Palestinians at an unprecedented level and at much faster rates. These 3 known systems identified targets for airstrikes based on Israeli mass surveillance records of the Palestinians in Gaza that have been collected for years by the IOF under the racist framework of monitoring what they deem as threats to the Israeli regime. This is from Palestine-studies.org. So
who knows also how...
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's obviously...
going to be favored towards them.
Yeah. I absolutely believe they have that kind of technology where they can recognize your face from the
scariest
air.
part to me, Jamie, will you bring it back up for one more second? The scariest part to me was just the quickness they could do it, and then like the review, right? Like a few Israeli intelligence agents shared with Plus 972 magazine that they personally only take 20 seconds to review and approve the airstrike recommendation.
Using the time only to confirm if the target is a male. Whoa. It's unclear if this is actual policy. Well,
right.
What is that? So this is...
But yeah, this started making me feel...
So they shared this in a magazine. They shared... So they said this in an interview in a magazine, that it only takes 20 seconds to review, and the time is only to confirm if the target's a male. It's unclear if this is actual policy. In August, however, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights released a statement revealing that the majority of those killed in Gaza are women and children. So here's the other thing. Obviously, horrible things have happened there, right? But if you're getting your information from the people where the horrible things are happening, it's hard to know if they're being accurate. You know, I don't know if it is truly that they're mostly killing women and children.
Yeah.
Or if a good percentage of them have actually been Hamas agents. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
what Israel says, right? They say that a lot of them were Hamas.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 2-year-old Hamas agents they were finding shooting. Which, who knows? I don't know. You know, who knows?
Well, I bet they probably think about them as future,
There's a lot of
especially
smart
now
kids.
when you've blown up their fucking city.
Oh.
You know, I mean, how many? If there were terrorists there, how many are created by watching something like that happen? Quite a bit.
Well, the thing for me, I just thought like that America would come help at some point. That was a scary. I think that's when I just thought like, oh, I just have a different concept of what's going on. Or also, these are just my thoughts. I don't know what's going on. And I don't need anybody to believe my thoughts or think the same way I do. I think the thing that made me nervous was that same company, Palantir, got a deal in America to create a database and help with like surveillance and stuff. So that just makes me scared, you know, and made me a little bit nervous. Not scared, but just like a little bit like, what's going on here? Are we going to enter a surveillance state, you know?
Well, that's one of the arguments for letting chaos take place. One of the arguments for letting criminals back out is that you make it so dangerous that in order to make it safe, you have to put restrictions on people. And that's the only way. And you show that it's effective. And then people comply, and then everybody has a digital ID, and the government tracks you. Like, you know, like that Life 360 app where you can track all your friends, track all your family.
Yeah, see if your wife's running around and you whatever.
Yeah, and the government
or just
can
going
do
to
that
Hardee's
as well.
a lot.
The government can do that as well.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that I thought...
Do you know how crazy that is? To allow the government to constantly know where you are and what you're doing, and constantly you'll be looking over your shoulder. So you're going to self-censor. You're going to be scared. You're going to be scared to talk because your phone's going to be listening. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, crazy. We mentioned Chuck Schumer, and then you opened your phone.
That's nuts.
I mean, that was...
Yeah. What's the possibility of that?
And that was momentarily later.
Yeah. Momentarily later, the algorithm recognized that I was talking about Chuck Schumer.
That was...
Let's see if it works. Big fat tits. I mean, big fat tits. Okay, big fat tits on your 45-year-old stepmom.
Ooh, I'm not talking about.
Here we go.
That fucking.
Let's see what. Imagine if it just
that front
immediately
porch
goes to. Nope, guy got head kicked.
What about the Explore page?
Would you buy?
I'll check my Explore page real quick.
Would you buy a cat off a Facebook Marketplace?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I wouldn't.
If it's a cute cat,
fuck that,
cat
bro.
looks fun. Look,
I'm
dude,
not buying a cat off. Oh yeah.
right in my For You page.
Let me see one of them, huh? Hey, how about
Right
this?
in my For You
A
page.
funner test is text something random to someone, and then give it 5 minutes and check your like For You pages
Bro,
on an app.
Right away, it's
If I
ladies
see
with
big
large
tits,
boobs.
I say, hey, let me see one of them and guess what the other one looks like. That's my old trick.
Ah, that's a good trick. And you're like, I don't know. I bet that other one's weird looking.
Yeah, I bet that other
that
one's
one's too
different.
perfect.
Yeah, I
There's no
love
way they
that.
both look the same.
Dude, I used to do this.
I'll show you, Theo.
I used to do this fun thing. I would have, if I sat next to somebody in an airplane, I would have them draw a picture of their kids. Like if they had kids, I'd like draw a picture of your kids, and dude, it would be the most fucking ridiculous looking picture, but it would always be pretty fun, you know. Yeah, I think I was just concerned about like if that's the company that does it here, so that's like where my brain tracks like a ring gun to that. And
no,
then
that should be scary.
That's why I think ICE That's
give
why I
you
think all the
pause.
ICE stuff happened, because I think they have to get everybody on the books. This isn't about they have to do an inventory now of everyone, because they're going to need. Otherwise, when it's a surveillance state, it's all going to know if you're not like documented or on the bill of sale or whatever. It's going to be, or you're not on the inventory list. If you're not inventoried
right
in the country, then it will know, the machine will know immediately. Oh, this isn't. You're not even supposed to be here, right? So that's why I think that the ICE stuff is happening, because I think one of the reasons is they have to get everything inventoried.
I see what you're saying. I think the ICE stuff is happening. A lot of it is because of political power. It's congressional seats, because the census just counts people. They don't count legal citizens. And when you let people come over here illegally, and then you give them food and you give them Medicare, what is this? What happens is those people are going to vote for you if they can, and they're also going to count. They're going to stay. And so they count in your district as congressional seats. That's what's crazy. They only count the people. They don't count the citizens. So if you get as many people in as possible, you can take over congressional seats. And if you make it really easy for those people to get by, like they say, hey, California's the place to go. They don't give a fuck. You can be illegal there. Nobody cares. Which is the way it was basically until I started arresting people. It's always been like that. I mean, what percentage of people do you run into in LA that are illegals? A lot, and no one cares. It's always been like that, right?
I don't care. Yeah,
and now
it's not
all
a
of a
problem
sudden,
for me.
Now all of a sudden they're getting arrested. But there is the argument that by having people that came over illegally, you change the congressional map. You do. You get more seats, you know, and that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
It's all it just feels like, I don't know. It feels like very like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of different things. But you're right. I think you just have to focus in on things that are important, you know?
Well, it's an easy way to increase your population, man. Make it so people can definitely come over. Make it so, cut holes in the fence for them. You ever see when they did that? They cut holes in the fence. Like some people had put up like these fucking heavy duty fences, and here.
I'll put that titty bar right there. You put a titty bar right there, boy.
You should have a bottled water sales is the better move.
Water and tits. What about that?
Together?
Yeah,
I think generally people like alcohol with their tits.
I don't know. If you've been in the desert for a couple of days.
That's true. It's a good point. Very good point. Where's my bookmarks? Here it is. I'll send you this, Jeremy, because this is kind of crazy when you watch it. You're like, what could you possibly be doing here other than purposely letting people into the country? I think there was a lot of that. And I think there's a lot of that always. Because they want cheap labor, too. That was something that someone told me once, that they were stunned, that a CEO said that they were against these border enforcements because they wanted cheap labor. So they said it right out to him. Look at this. Biden-Harris sent forklifts to open the border when Texas built a razor wall.
It's all insane.
Like, why would you do that? Wait a minute. You did what? You sent a forklift to open up the razor wire? What?
But do you think that they all know that the other parties just do, like, do you think that they all go behind closed doors and be like, okay, what are you guys going to do this month? And then we're going to do this. And it's all just this theatrics?
No, I don't think they coordinate like that. I think
don't?
they hate each other. No. But this is nuts, man. This is like genuinely
it's
nuts. And by the way, I feel for these people. I would do the same thing. I would 100% be in line. I see these people with their babies hoping for a chance at a better life in America. They're not the problem. The problem is cartel people and the whole congressional seats thing. That's the problem.
Well, these people have become pawns. They'll send information to the countries that they live in and get them to come. It's like,
listen, if the population, you're right. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I don't even know probably what I was saying, but I don't know.
If the population,
we're better than this. That's what I'm saying. We're better than this.
You and I are.
Yes.
Yeah.
As people, we are better than this.
Yes.
And we have all this elected officials and these people that we thought were like us.
Sociopaths.
When does that end?
That's a good question.
And can it end? Do you think there's a way to end it?
It's going to be hard. My suspicion is it ends when AI starts sorting government. We're probably going to use AI with government to prevent this kind of fuckery that we see on an everyday basis. AI will like logically make decisions as to like what makes sense and what doesn't make sense about our current legal structure. Like some things that, like if people become politicians, and the reason why they become politicians is they know they can inside trade with Nancy Pelosi and make hundreds of millions of dollars like she did. Like that's crazy. That can't be that way anymore. And I think any intelligent, like artificial intelligence that's not attached to an ideology or a party is going to immediately look, if they both agree, if the America votes on it and say, we want AI to take a look at the government, and AI immediately goes like, you can't do that. You can't do this. Like, this is bad. This is evil. This is a lie. This is truth. And you're suppressing it. And then we probably don't have anything remotely like the government we have now. Yeah. Because I think that mind reading software, it's already in beta, right? They're already able to communicate, going back and forth, asking each other questions. They are. They have headsets. You don't even have to get an implant. Is it Google that did that, Jamie? What was the company that did that, where they were asking each other questions and then answering them?
It's not Google. I don't even think that's available yet. But
no, but it's in beta. The point is, it's in beta. So they're doing this already. And as this stuff gets more potent, it's going to be just like we used to have little flip phones without a color screen, and now you have an iPhone. And it's going to be that. It's going to go from you used to be able to just ask each other questions to we can all read each other's minds. It's coming, man. And when that happens, Turtle Face, that Mitch McConnell motherfucker, you can't operate anymore as a leader. You can't. No, you're seen now as what you are. You're an agent of money. You're a money agent, moving money and influence around. You're not doing it for the greater good of people by any stretch of the imagination. And also, how are you still working when you Windows 98 on us every now and then?
Yeah,
that guy just freezes up. You ever see him?
Yeah, because his
You ever see him lock up? Just lock up. How is that guy still able to make decisions on anything?
His receptors are down. You fucking see his receptors go down?
Do you think he's a robot?
You think he's not a robot? What do you think at this point? That guy?
Robots are
they can't even. They didn't even update his lips to fucking. Yes,
if there's
all
robot,
these people are.
RFK Jr. Imagine we found
out. Think he is?
Imagine if Candace comes out and she does a deep dive and said there was no RFK Jr. Do you know that all those photos are AI?
Yeah.
There's no evidence of him whatsoever until 2021.
And she's like, and what is this here? RFK Jr. has a camel toe? What is this here?
He was
what are
born
we looking
a woman.
She's the first. Dude, Candace is the best, dude. I went to see, she has, her and her husband have 4 of the most beautiful kids in the world, and they're so funny, and you go over there, and they're just like dying laughing, and one of them looks just like her. It's so funny, dude.
Do you think she's right about that French president?
Oh, the winner?
Yes, whether or not he is married to a man. She's all in on that, bro.
Oh, she's all in.
Well, they're suing her, aren't they?
I think they are. I don't know if they still are.
I think they're at least threatening a lawsuit. It's like for like $50 million.
Winner? That would be if she ever writes a book, that's got to be it. But dude, it is kind of strange that the guy is dating his teacher, right?
Or he was like 40 and the kid was 15, or she was 40. Even if it was a she, Like, what? And again, this is France. They're very different over there.
Yeah.
Pedophilia is just like, oh, get your weed out of that child.
We know.
Yeah. What have you done?
We know.
He's almost 15.
Bro, that if she does, though, she better have a hog on her. And I don't think
bet she doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she has the body style to have a real fucking hog on her. And that, if they release, the last thing the last thing France needs is to release like a wiener that looks like it's retreating, kind of. It will just go down in this. They need to release a fucking hog.
Did you see that information that
and I don't think they have it on.
Might have had a micropenis? They got genes from Hitler's blood, and it seems to indicate that he had a genetic disorder that would lead you to have a micropenis, which totally makes sense, right?
I'm not surprised these days.
About Hitler? Why would you be surprised? Hitler would be the guy I would think would have a micropenis. A guy who wants to kill everybody and take over the world?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little tiny dick. I make it bigger! And he's fucking doing coke and heroin and all. He was doing oxycodone, man. And he had his whole army on meth.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
With a little dick, just running everything. With an iron fist. The making of a tyrant, how Hitler's deformed genitals shaped his personality. Whoa.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If you had a little dick, you would always check and make sure. You'd be like, fuck, it's still little. That's what would happen all the time. Or every day you'd woke up, you'd be like, it'd be like the Masked Singer. You'd like open your pants and hope it was something different.
He knows. I think he knows. This dick is little. He's like, now everyone gets punished. Fucking Poland. Polish guys with big old hogs. He's probably jealous.
Yeah, brother. I think I don't know. In the future, I don't even know if they got little dicks in the future.
I think that's what aliens are. That's us, generalists.
You know how they got the DNA?
How?
From the blood-soaked couch he apparently blew his brains out on, it says.
Yo, they saved that?
Yeah, it says the first guy that found it took a piece of the couch, saved it, and they studied that.
Wow.
Which some people think that didn't happen.
Yeah, some people think he got moved to Argentina, right?
Yeah, this also said there's only a 1 in 10 chance he had a micropenis.
Oh,
that's a lot of chances. I don't like those odds. I ain't playing Russian roulette with a revolver with 10 rounds in it. Fuck that. All right, I got to pee, so we got to wrap this up.
Dude, I have to pee
Theo
so
Vaughn,
bad,
Thank
dude.
you. I'm glad we waited. I love you.
You are?
You're the best.
I love you too, man. Thanks for thanks for everything. Thanks for the
It was fun hanging with you, as always. Goodbye, everybody.